spontaneously retreat, that's a good move.
Yeah. And the later into the game, getting the pick off on these split pushers is more and more effective because the death timer is long.
Plus, they know that they still have their Aegis for a little bit.
Yeah.
So going for this push doesn't feel as bad. And you see on the other side of the map, the Brood pressuring the Shrine right now, trying to do whatever they can. They didn't even stop to get that bottom or the top bounty rune on their side.
I mean, he's got to go for the melee racks, though, at this point, because this is a hefty push coming in from NaVi, and he's got to find a way to stop. They've already lost at least. Schofield Stinger does survive through that impetus shot. But he's already used a lot of his abilities. Crystallizes come back. Seneko was in trouble. The Spiderling's trying to finish him off. He gets the kill right before a fountain of explosion of gold over to the bottom lane. Now that they don't have Crystallized, Whisper feels like he can go for it, but he's slowly but surely being chipped away. The Bloodstoker's keeping alive. The healing word was not going to be enough. Blizzy does manage to carry through this engagement, gets the kill on the enemy core, and they will stay in an offensive position here. They will hold this creep wave to Infamous's base while Crystallized makes sure that Crystlug can't go for the split push again, but they can't really retreat so easily, and Hector's going to take advantage of that. He's going to be able to Blade Fury, staying on top of Zions. There's going to be the disruption on top of the shallow grave. That means he's not going anywhere. He's immediately going to be impaled up. Schofield trying to hit him with a thing. Dead. Doesn't get in front of him, though. A little bit of a spin away. He has the gem. He can't afford to lose this. Another rollout. He's going to be fine if anything. Hector's got to be
Crystallized. He's coming in.
Taking so much damage. Crystallized. Here it comes. He's got the unstable concoction. He's got the Abyssal Blade. Breaks through the Lincolns, though. Doesn't have the immediate stun. Can he get a bash? One swing. Not good enough. A second. Not good enough either. Crystallized does not chase down the Juggernaut, but it's back to the buildings. And Broodmother's feeling the pressure right now. He feels like he can't go to mid.
He still doesn't have a TP.
He has to back up. He wants to be able to go back in the Omni Slash, going in and bounced over to Crystallized. Crystallized taking a lot of damage to Shalgrave. Will be able to buy him a little bit of time.
The Brood is here finally.
The Broodmother is finally here. He's going to fight with his team. And he takes down Crystallized. They do manage to get the stun onto the Dazzle. He's dead, and Blizzy left alone. Last time against a Juggernaut, he can win that fight, but Broodmother is too big for him. And same with Whisper. With this kind of backup, the damage is going to overwhelm Blizzy. He will fall as well. Infamous. They adapted this time. They're the ones to change up the game. Chris Luck forgets about split pushing and joins his team for a team fight.
And I think the reason why he's not carrying a TP because he's assuming that he won't have webs in that area anyways, and he can just make his way across. I'd like to see him have it anyways, but this bottom fight, that was so lucky. How many times he got on top of Crystallized?
Yeah.
He just served up this kill for his Brood on a platter. Lucky for NaVi, though, they didn't lose the gem, which would have been even bigger for them, but losing 3 heroes like that, they might actually be forced to use the buyback on the Alk, which then puts them in such a weird position. They're going to go for the top racks. Look at it just fall.
It's going to fall so fast, and that's the way they've got to drop this Golem and see if they can deal with the Spiderlings. So Spiderlings actually kill the Golem.
They have no
first.
Glyph cap.
Oh, no
You've got to buyback Crystallized.
The buyback, it's only 25 seconds for his death timer, but 25 seconds is too long. Chris Luck, they got to force him back. He tries to go for the Spike Hairbrace done, and he gets it onto Crystallized. Now the disruption. They're
all in for the Rex.
They are going to try to all in for the Megas right now as Hector's trying to finish out that melee. He does manage to get it. Now the range, it's so low. Chris Luck goes back up to the top lane. He's to try and deal with Zyx right now. Pops his BKB. Building. That's what Chris Luck needs to go for. Range Rex.
They're going to get it.
Mid. Hector, he sees his opportunity. One swing is all it takes to be able to get the Megas, and no one from Infamous will get caught except for the Broodmother, who has his buyback.
Infamous actually has Mega Creeps right now.
They have Megas.
They're up 5K.
They're up against an Alchemist lineup.
How is NaVi losing this game?
Infamous does it again.
They're just going to go for it right now.
I mean, they have no other option.
But they use the buyback with 20 seconds left. I actually think Crystallized had to use it earlier or not at all.
Yes.
He made the worst of the two decisions because by waiting in that position, he forces his team to go all in anyways because if he dies once the game just ends.
Yeah.
And he also put his team in a position where he wasn't up there fast enough where he could pressure the people hitting the racks.
Yeah.
So by holding the buyback, he put himself in such a rough position, and they're going to continue to go for the split push right now.
Dude, look at this. Yeah, like they know the pressure is there, but Crystallized is saying, we have to go for the throne.
They're all ending for the throne.
We have the death, so I'm the raid boss. They couldn't fight me before. Maybe with this full-on 5-man fight inside their base, Infamous, they're finally going to be forced to do something here. They can't go for split push anymore. They can't go for the throne themselves. They have to be able to win one fight against NaVi, and they can win this series. But Crystallized with a BKB, he's ripping through the throne with that Desolator.
He's going for it. He's got it.
He's got the chains. Does the shallow
He's
grave
got
to
it.
keep him alive. Plus, he's trying to finish up.
Oh my God.
NaVi! They get mega, but it doesn't matter.
And Hector actually came back too late. He thought he had better timing. He thought of going for the throne himself for a second. There were still tier 4 towers up, and NaVi took the base so quickly.
That dude, the Deso choice by him, first of all inning into mid, him defending just long enough, and then Boots are traveling to his team with the Desolator choice. That Desolator just destroyed those buildings.
And they just, Infamous did not respect that.
The raid boss, you said they're going to raid boss up in this Alchemist, and it looked like it was going to lose them the game because every single time they split pushed, if Crystallize left, NaVi couldn't fight anymore. But in the end, it's what won them the game because they could just all in on mid and they couldn't actually take him down.
No hyperbole, this is the weirdest series I've ever casted, but it straight up, in that 2-game series, might have been the
That's a lie. Blitz is hyperbolizing. That can't be the weirdest, although it was pretty weird. Infamous and NaVi splitting 1-1 on Stream D, but we're going to go on down to Stream C where it's NIP versus Fnatic.
Even envision that world. This Deucer is so damn huge.
Yeah,
and they can't hurt him.
And she's going to Aegis or Cheese, or both. Yeah, not seeing a way for them. This might be the last resort. The smoke, try to catch them around that Roche. Can you get something? Pretty much, I mean, even if it's something perfect, I don't think you're going to be able to get anything as Abed just walks out. He's looking for the fight.
He wants the fight.
Snake bounces, hits the Lina. Lina's at half mana.
He wants to steal another rampage.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they're just walking forward.
Yeah, they found people on the other side. Abed's able to just walk around. Ravage is out. But what's he going to do? It does kill a support. That's going to be about it, though. Abed sending out the snakes, moving in onto 33. It's a double kill for Jabs. Ace is going to BKB and TP out of there. He knows that this is not a fight they can take. PPD will be separated and surrounded by DJ and Tubu. As PPD dies, Fnatic can head over into the pit. Take the Roche, take the Aegis, take the cheese. As things continue to look very plain and simple for Fnatic to close up this game too.
Yep, you saw the Ravage hits 3. It looks pretty decent. They get a kill on the Shadow Demon.
I think that's it. We've seen what a few Ravages, it kills a Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
That's all 33 is able to do this game.
Yeah, I mean, Ice just pops his ult, shields somebody, they pop Mech, they pop Greaves as well as the pipe, and then nobody else has any more damage, and they just kind of have to disengage instantly as, yeah, I mean, this one is a very clear-cut, nice strategy.
How do I see the Dota Plus prediction thing again? Oh, what's the hotkey? I don't want to pause the game. I'm going to press the wrong one.
I'm not gonna, I don't know. It's not 9.
Not 9.
Not F9.
Don't press F9.
Try 8 or 7.
Oh, I'll try 8.
Do it.
Oh!
There you go.
99%. I'm surprised it's not 100.
Can it be 100?
It can.
Okay.
We have seen it be 100 in the past.
This one does feel like that, though.
Yeah.
As it's a full Daedalus now on Abed 2. They just walk up onto the high ground with the 2 tanky frontliners. Fada's TPing in the back. He's trying to catch the back lines. As PPD dies to Jabs. Buys back immediately. Fada in the back. He's looking for Dubu. He'll find Dubu.
I mean, Dubu's, he's sort of taken one for the team in these fights. He keeps being the one to fall. But everyone else is getting shredded by Abed. As we have yet to see Abed's HP really drop by even 1%. GG is finally called. They know that this game's impossible. As Fnatic will be able to take Game 2 in this 2-game series, ending at 1-1 between themselves and NIP. In the second game, I think the draft was great from Fnatic. The play as well. It worked really smoothly. And I think definitely mistakes from NIP with some of these hero picks.
Yeah.
I really feel we are seeing again here why Tide is not necessarily the hero to go for if there's an Abaddon in the game.
If there's an Abaddon in the game, for sure.
Yeah.
It does seem like...
You just can't do anything with a Ravage. You can't make plays with the Ravage.
I think it also just was a genius last pick Medusa. I think maybe versus the Abaddon sometimes then Tide can work, but if it's like rallied around a Medusa, you just can never get opportunities. And they made all the space in the world. They pressured all 3 lanes. They let Abed freely farm the entire time. They didn't let NIP pretty much actually get into the jungle at all. I kept saying, we need to find a time for NIP to get a ward in the jungle, and they couldn't do so because of Fnatic's aggression.
No, they didn't. I got Jabs as well. Great play on his Mirana, the carry Mirana.
Yeah,
there's something that can really fall flat on his face, but with this sort of lineup around the setups we saw, being able to play, make moves with DJ and Dubu, he ends the game 12-1-8.
Yeah.
Nearly getting a rampage as well, but Abed stealing the show. Stealing the show from Jabs in that moment in time. But hey, does the job, and Abed, he can sort of be allowed to do what he wants that game.
Does the job indeed. We're moving along here on the multicast, although I only got one cast for you. It's going to be on Stream B, but just to let you know what's coming up on Stream A, we're Going into the second series of the day, it's going to be Vici Gaming versus RNG, China on China action on Stream A. On Stream C, it's going to be EG... no. I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong thing. It's TNC Alliance on Stream A coming up next. On Stream C, it's going to be Secret versus Keen. Stream D, it's going to be Liquid versus Mineski, but we're going to go on down to LGD versus Newbee on Stream B.
For himself as well. And both teams looking to figure out what those early lanes are going to be. Some scouting missions going on. 4-man movement down bottom from Newbee, so sending all their heroes together for now. Uh-oh. Fight breaking out. Here come PSG LGD. Newbee have numbers. FY, he's trying to run into this one. He's a tanky develop, but it's a 2-man Burrow Strike. They're going to go for the 2-man Stormbolt to follow up. There's the Soul Assumption as well. FY goes down. First blood claim by Newbee. As Warlock will get himself out of there.
Oh, the dream for Pylai. He gets the first blood kill. We saw him yesterday struggling, especially with the de-warding. He bought like 5 sentries to get those 2 wards de-warded.
Will he find this one here in the mid lane? These mid lane high ground wards can always be hard to find if you don't know which side of the river, whether it's the top or bottom side of the river. And CM and Visage sticking together, so they want to make sure they do have this strong tri-lane wherever they go. It does seem like that is going to be the case.
Once they hit level 2 with this tri-lane, it's going to be extremely painful for LGD to play. Yeah. You have Crystal Maiden with Aura, they're going to have Ring of Bassi, so pretty much unlimited mana sustain.
Yeah.
Also, Warcry on multiple heroes. They can dispel it with Enchantress's enchant.
True. I guess I don't think you're looking to maybe even level it that early on to use offensively, though. You're playing in a 2v3 lane. I think they're going to be just trying to stay alive, if anything. But
also Enchantress in the mid-game, once the laning stage is gone, can dispel the Flame Guard from Ember Spirit.
Well, they just go in aggressively, instantly throwing out some nukes here. Looking to build up those Soul Assumption charges, throws it right away. They've got that mana regen for the Ring of Bassi, and they're just looking to take advantage of it.
Magic Stick is a must-have.
Yep.
In this tri-lane.
Already bought. Xnova, he's got his. Unfortunately for Chalice on the Enchantress, buying this Bassi Ring means there isn't money for a Magic Stick for a couple, 120 gold.
Yeah, there's nothing Ogre can do on the bottom lane, so they're just going to swap things around. And now they have a Faceless Void on the bottom, which I think is a correct choice for LGD, because it's way better to give him free farm instead of Enchantress in 1 versus 1 scenario.
The Void has no chance of farming against this tri-lane, I feel. Nova making sure he pulls this wave up. Is looking for actually going to grab the range creep there. Nicely played, but as a result, Newbee are going in, getting aggressive. Just throwing out some nukes here. MSS is lower mana, but they do have mangoes. Pylai can mango him up. He's already used 2 mangoes here, so they're using all of their mana, all of their mangoes.
He used one of the mangoes on Visage so he can have mana because his mana pool is extremely limited. 170, is that the highest mana cost spell level 1?
It might be. Trying to think
it is for sure.
I think what might be more. Mid lane's going to be Ember vs Kunkka. Pretty even matchup so far. 2 great mid laners. Very fun players to watch. CCNC, one of the stand-up players on this Newbee side, and Somnus, or Maybe as he's also known. A fantastic player in his own right. But Xnova messing with the creep equilibrium with this pull camp, making life a little bit harder for Newbee to control waves.
They should have blocked that pull camp on the side.
I think
the
Newbee,
small one.
Oh, the small one, yeah. I was about to say, I think Newbee want the big camp for themselves, but didn't expect Xnova to be able to pull it. He was able to do so because he got the Dark Trolls. I think if you get the melee camp, it's not actually possible, but gets the range creep deny. You are waited to pull the camp over it. He timed it so he could get the range deny. Some nice little efficiency plays. And there are level 2s coming out now. You mentioned level 2s for this trial, and is going to be key, but it does feel like they are going to settle down a bit. Their CM's falling back to go for some stacks, looking for the double stack here in the jungle. Pylai die. Success.
Stacked both of those.
Xnova himself gets a stack on the big camp. It looks like he only got the 1 stack.
They're getting harassed on the top lane a lot, and they're running low on regen. Yavar sitting on half HP. A lot of sustain from Enchantress's heal, and Warlock also is now level 2.
Yeah, with the Bloodlust, it's just constant right clicks as well. FY hits level 3 even. He's got 2 points in Fire Blast now. So, looking like a lane. LGD's kind of figured out how to maybe play against this. They're tri-laning the Enchantress, which isn't what you'd expect, but they're giving Void this straight up 1v1 lane where he can get decent farm. 14 CS to the 14 of Sand King.
And Ogre's also getting some last hits. This is not the hero that you want to focus in the lane. Like, you want to go for either Enchantress. Ideally, it would be Warlock to get a kill on him.
Chalice giving last hits to FY. That says a lot about the nature of this team and how much they'd like to prioritize FY sometimes. There's a Fire Blast just for some casual harass, and then proceeds to use that Bloodlust. Neutral creep. Next Nova getting the nice Wild Wing last hit here is FY. He goes in aggressive. They've got the Soul Assumption. You are pops the stick with the Warcry to keep himself alive, and FY getting very low Soul Assumption comes flying out. Not enough damage by itself here. There's a salve as well. FY trying to stay in the tree so he doesn't lose this one. He's going to turn and get some right clicks off. Pylai Die goes down, and they want a second too as well. Newbee have overextended. It looks like several kills going to go PSG LGD's way.
Yavar should have brought Flask to himself because he can't get close. Like, he is their damage, and he's just standing far away from the fight. Bounty Runes are gonna spawn in 15 seconds.
Yavar's gonna be careful if he goes for this and they come in, but there we go. He's got help. CM TP's in with a Flask. Here comes Ogre though. FY's wondering what's going on here. As Yawar, I think, realizes he's just gonna go for his own. Secures it. FY Stout Shield Ogre, 9 armor at this stage of the game with level 3. The CCNC gets a solo kill in the mid lane using those Fire Remnants. Elsewhere, Ame gets a solo kill in MSS. Well, 2 solo kills.
That we missed?
Yeah, look, that's...
Well, you don't expect that to happen, alright, I'll try to defend you a little bit.
I like how you threw in a we. Thanks to Cos, you got my back. We're a team here.
Ember Spirit got level 6 way before Kunkka, and there's no way for Kunkka to remove his Flame Guard pre-level 6.
And it looks like he used all his Remnants, so it's probably like a triple Remnant offensively. Oh, he's going for the TP out. He gets the stuns. Mid TP, that's going to make CCNC's lane a little bit hard. He's going to have to do the walk back to base now. But yeah, the Void just must have gotten bashes because he did not use Chronosphere to kill the Visage, who presumably contested the Bounty Runes.
Probably got 4 bashes in a row.
That's usually what happens with Voids.
Faceless Void has this Ring of Health. I would not mind seeing him upgrade that to Hood. We've seen mid one with the Hood on Slark when there was a lot of magical damage on the enemy team.
It's such a value item for carries. You don't want to get the pipe because you're not going for the teamfight items, but just the health regen that allows you to farm jungle and just sustain yourself in lane combined with the survivability it gives. Very nice item to have. We'll see if he gets it. You don't necessarily want to rush it. He's going to get Treads double Wraith Band first, wants some attack speed so he has kill potential in a Chronosphere. And PSG LGD winning the Trilane against the Visage. They are up 2k gold as a result of that. But here come Newbee. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, gets X-Nova low, but not enough to get a kill.
Yeah, CCNC put 1 point in Searing Chains. Usually we see 0-4-4 build.
Yep. They have a bit more catch and kill potential. Mid lane, CCNC's going aggressive again. One Somnus. Somnus may have to use this boat just for some damage mitigation. CCNC doesn't commit for the kill.
Has 9 sticks. He's more than fine. Also on the top lane, they left Enchantress. She's about to hit level 6, and then whoever is at her lane kind of becomes unplayable. Sand King has a point in Epicenter, so a lot of magical damage if they... he does not have enough mana to actually use the Burrow Strike and FP, even with 5 sticks.
Let's say that's why they send the Sand King here, because he's got Invis to play against the Impetus, but problem is, instantly X-Nova TP's in with a Sentry, and Snake King, he's got a TP, he may just have to go for that one. Decides just to Burrow Strike through, still has stick charges to play around with, as he does buy up a crown. The Fatal Bonds on the
Another Sentry.
Yep. Snake King thinks he's safe, but with the sentries there should be a kill. Burrow Strike he needs mana for, he doesn't have the kill, as Pylai Die will get a revenge kill for him.
One thing that worries me about Newbee right now is that Sven does not have that much farm. But there's a lot of stacks, only has 1 point in Great Clear, bottom lane.
There's the Chronosphere, Bloodlusted Void. Well, he can go for this tankier build when you've got Bloodlust. It's 2 points in already, that's a lot of extra free attack speed for a Void.
And he's a high level. 4 points in time lock whenever you proc it, extra damage.
Yep. Meanwhile, Sven, his counterpart on the other team, only level 5. So 3 level difference between the 2 carries, since one of them was playing in a solo lane. It was a very happy Faceless Void. PSG LGD having a fantastic early game here. Oh, here come the bashes. Snaking in trouble. He's got no spells. He may just die here if he gets bashed once or twice more, but they don't want to commit under the tower. Not enough bashes, says.
My bash can bash.
Bashception.
What's the percentage of that, do you know?
No. Because it's what? It's pseudo RNG?
Yeah.
I assume. Well, I don't know if it's separate, the extra bash, but yeah, I don't know. Inch top. No one really able to lane up here very easily. They thought the Sand King could, but Sentry Wards proved otherwise. So it does feel like a free lane for Enchantress just to sit up here uncontested. We've seen this typically with Ench though. You kind of win the lane, you have a great start, and then there is that fall-off period.
Yeah,
where
but you need to do something with all that farm, all the advantage that you had. The problem is Sven is jungling, also Sand King loves to jungle. Same goes for Ember Spirit, but right now Visage is only level 4. They need that dome. It's not gonna even get him to level 6 though.
Bounty Rune's coming. CCNC wants to contest it. Won't get a chance to do so. So both bottom Bounty Runes going to go PSG LGD's way. As top lane is a 1-for-1 trade. So 3 Bounty Runes for PSG LGD. And there's the tomes coming out. So Warlock gets 1, Visage gets another for the level 6 birds.
They should play around the Sand King. Sand King has a lot of damage. Epicenter was not used yet. Yeah, smoke up when Visage gets level 6 with the birds, try to get a kill.
Even with the tome, I don't think he's going to quite be there. Die level 6 on the Crystal Maiden up top. What are they doing there? Hunting for a kill here. The Warlock was hiding in those trees, but they don't find Xnova, who has his own book coming out. So he's about to hit level 6. And there we go. Warlock with the rock coming into play. Snaking. Uh-oh. He's the hero you said that you want to see them play around. Unfortunately, he's going to find himself getting Chronosphered up here. Ame hasn't even got the bashes or the damage. He's very tanky. Snaking will actually survive his way through it.
Concut, Tidebringer. Let's see if he can do it one more time. Yes, that it is. Second Tidebringer. Nicely done. They didn't have any reveal. And Ogre, he's going for Hand of Midas.
His forward position. That's what you do. FYI, he knows what's up. He's like, I'm getting Midas. Warlock, you don't even think about getting a Midas. Keep buying those wards, he says.
And Ame has Battle Fury queued up. This might, I'm gonna call it right here, this might be the only Battle Fury of the tournament, because that item feels so underwhelming. He wanted to upgrade the Ring of Health into something.
I think there's a few, I don't mind, obviously there's going to be I feel like there's going to be an anti-mage Battle Fury as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry about that one.
But the only maybe non-anti-mage Battle Fury. I don't mind it on Void. I think it's one of the heroes that needs the farming capabilities. When Chrono's down, you just feel like, what do? You farm so slowly, and you have no real kill potential. So I feel like Void is one of the few heroes that can build Battle Fury, alongside like PA maybe as well. But other than those 3 heroes, I don't think anyone goes Battle Fury.
Maelstrom feels like a better choice. Even the trolls are not building it anymore. There's always a better substitution for it.
Somnus. It's found up by CCNC. They drop the rock here, but that means an Epicenter could come out, but the Torrent follows it up here with the boat. Is the damage mitigation going to kick in? It doesn't look like it. The rock also being right-clicked here. Ame's rotated. He's got double damage. He's looking for a bash on CCNC. If he gets 1 or 2 more right-clicks, he may just find this kill. The root is there, but the impetus damage is going to be too much. And now with the Fatal Bond, Snaking getting very low. He doesn't die to it, but instead it's MSS brought down.
And I love how Void joins the fight, even though he does not have a chrono, no point in time dilation either, but still, if they can kill the birds.
They killed 1, not both. There's a lot of gold and also the cooldown.
Yo, this guy has no chill, man.
What? Oh, he got killed off bottom? Okay. That was FY with a solo kill. What? He only did 3. So Sand King TP'd out on 100 health, but he didn't TP base. He TP'd bottom?
I guess he wanted to region up because he has Tranquil Boots, he has Veil, so a lot of region.
Yeah.
And Crystal Maiden Aura, he thinks that he doesn't have to go to base ever unless he dies.
I saw him TP out from top and just assumed he TP'd to base because he had no health, but yeah. He only took 300 or 400 damage from an Ogre, which was, I guess, multicast Fire Blast.
It's one of those Pepega moments where you regret it right after you do it.
Yeah. He's like, okay, that was not the play. Mistakes were made. Snaking is one of those players who will push his hero to the limits a lot and be a bit greedier. Right now, PSG LGD have crushed the lanes, though. 14 minutes in, it's a 5k gold lead as they continue to build up some stacks. And
they're going for all the greedy items, and it's 5,000 net worth lead for them. Faceless Void, going for Battle Fury. Newbee needs to punish this. Kanka not building anything until the Radiance. You have position 4, who doesn't get any items. He's going for Hand of Midas.
And after getting that solo kill, FY and his team also got 2 towers. So FY suddenly has Midas and level 9 at like 15 minutes in the game. Well, he hasn't quite got Midas, but he's just about to have the gold for it. As his support. Very strong, scary stuff. FY starting that transition to core status nice and early. As for Newbee, this Tri-Lane Visage not feeling all too scary. 0-4 has maxed out the Soul Assumption, so the nuke potential is there. Perhaps they're considering this one of the answers to the Enchantress. Definitely a hero you want burst damage and magic damage against.
In the next couple of minutes, LGD will get all the items that they want. Chalice
gets caught in the freezing field with the Burrow Strike. There is Visage Familiar stuns, but he's healing back up. He pre-casted the heal. He even has a force up if he needs it, but Chalice doesn't even need it. He's just going in aggressively. Pilot Eye positioning in the trees was great. He had a full duration freezing field, but it doesn't matter or count for much at all because now Army's showing up. And with Chalice getting a double kill, this fight all but lost as Newbee.
They're not even using their ultis besides the boat.
Yep.
And they're still winning a team fight. This is not looking good for Newbee at all. If it's time to strike, it is right now, because in the next couple of minutes they will get the Radiance up, they will get the Battle Fury plus more items on the Faceless Void, and the Chalice is out of control. We talked about the Enchantress, what she can do and why she is considered as a top pick after the laning stage, which you pretty much always have a good laning stage. You need to transition her into the carry. We saw Ice yesterday, where he actually didn't have any influence at all.
Yeah, you've already seen it a bit here. Not even going for that hood often that you want to get some magic damage. I think realizing that the transition into being a carry comes from having this Hurricane Pike. That's exactly where Enchantress is rushing, but she's going to get ganked down.
4-staff.
Yep, 4-staff away. Has the heal now as well. Can look to turn this one. This tower is still alive as well, so anyone on the LGD side can TP in. The boat going to catch out too as well. You are. He's got no escape. And it's suddenly 3 heroes deleted in the team fight combo. The boat with the Fatal Bonds.
That was a really bad gank to start with. Enchantress was already showing her 4-staff, and they can't really lock her down unless Sanking goes in first.
Yep.
Stun, and then with the Sven's follow-up stun to keep her in place in the epicenter.
TNC will get a consolation prize, that is the tier 1 mid tower, but you don't feel good about that one, as they'll see Void Army with a completed Battle Fury now. It is a very, very strong early game coming out from PSG LGD. 9k gold lead. Ogre's already working towards a pipe as a 4 position. Chalice has a completed Hurricane Pike. Everything coming up looking good so far for PSG LGD. They do have a Sentry Ward down here. Snaking has to be very careful.
That's a full Radiance on Kanka.
Jeez. 17 minutes in. That is going to cause this Sven... I mean, Sven just can't fight. He's just playing farm. And that's all he can do, but that's a problem because normally around 18, 19, 20 minutes is when you want your Sven starting to consider coming to like his first team fight. Yours just too far behind on items. Ame. And it's got a Chronosphere, runs into some heroes here. Instead it's going to be the CM dying elsewhere. Ame may look to turn. This Warcry won't last all too long.
And this Ogre is becoming, as you said, a core, but he's transitioning into the items that usually your offlaner buys, because Enchantress does not go for those items. And I love the pickup on Ench. She has BKB queued up, she understands that there's a lot of magical damage on their side, also has the magic resistance talent, and now she swaps it to Aghanim Scepter so I can look stupid.
That's what these players are all about, baiting us out. Like, you know, well, I'll pretend to go that item and then I'll change my mind. Don't worry, Army's got the BKB covered. And he buys the Mithril Hammer, so he's committed. Well, you know, he could go Maelstrom, but...
Please, God, no. I mean, you already have a Battle Fury.
Now Ench has a Lotus Orb queued up, by the way. Chalice, not quite sure what the item is this game. Let's just leave it at that. Has several different ideas floating around about what may be the optimal
all these 3 items are good. I'd say Aghanim Scepter, the 3rd one, because she's gonna deal the damage. Even if this game drags, you're gonna have Bloodlusted Enchantress. You're gonna scale, but she needs a survivability item, either it's a Lotus Orb or a BKB.
Well, Chalice says, I'll just start poking this tier 3 tower down bottom. Feels confident enough to do so, but ultimately not really thinking about a high ground push here. Void still working on a few more items. Arme just farming away, level 14. Getting all the farm in the world now that he's got this Battle Fury. And Kunkka, top net worth, Arme. Oh, sorry, maybe having a fantastic start.
Visage alone, look at this damage.
Ogre thing.
She's just beating him up.
Down bottom as well, they're going to find another kill. Chronosphere with impetus damage. Easy kill. They're just finding pick after pick. The ward setting that one up. They had vision there, but I think they realized Newbee's just playing keep away and defending high ground, so using a Chronosphere for a solo kill. Not the worst option. They do go looking for CCNC. Doesn't even try and hit a... Oh, Torrent was on cooldown from mid lane, it looks like.
At least they will pick up 2 bounty runes from that. 11,000 network lead, 20 minutes in.
Not looking good for Newbee. They were so competitive with Secret yesterday. I think there was high expectations of this team. And oh, FY, hello. He's going for the solo kill on the Crystal Maiden. Holding onto that Frost Blast for a little bit longer. Now looking to throw it, but Pilot Eye juking in the trees.
Use the Midas.
Oh, the stuns are there, and yeah, Axe gets out. Double Midas. Held onto that stun. I think realizing that if he used it, CM could TP away, but at the same time not using it meant CM could juke.
But Enchantress was getting closer, and she's going for that Lotus Orb. A lot of spells to echo back. Remove the Searing Chains, Grave Chill.
One of those good items for trying to break high ground too, because you can just chuck it on your carry, so your carry feels a little bit more secure hitting high ground buildings. You don't want to go in and Burrow Strike as a Sand King if someone like Void is pushing high ground with the Lotus on him.
Their tower damage is pretty limited.
Absolutely.
Unless they drop a rock.
Guys, I'm sure you're enjoying this rousing game between Newbee and LGD, but need I remind you, you're watching the multicast with me, Tsunami, so I want to tell you what's going down so far on the other streams. Stream A, we got Alliance versus TNC, seeing Gabby on his bristleback, trying to cut some waves, and he's getting punished for it quite a bit. Stream C, it's Team Secret versus Keen Gaming. But we're going to take you on down to a stream that may have some group stage implications. It's Liquid versus Mineski, and Liquid's trying to prove that they belong in the upper bracket, because right now Mineski is a little bit higher than them. It's Stream D.
Yeah, I think that could definitely be a part of it. Like, comfort zone, get heroes that you're very used to, get heroes where everybody knows exactly what to do. Maybe except Wii, because he hasn't played too much with them, but everybody else in this team knows exactly how to play a Terrorblade game.
Yep. Well, Team Liquid. It's like, for the moment, mind control. He went Retaliate to begin with, took a hell of a lot of damage from the mid tower. But he doesn't care. Just zone out Nico. It's going to be a straight 2-2 rune trade up. No one on bottom lane is going to try and contest this. So it will be Kuro working with Miracle on the bottom lane. My god, that's loud. I'm just going to get in there right now and just unit speech, down you go. Just a little bit. How the hell was Cap using that kind of level during the last game?
Good question.
Must have just been deafening to him. Yeah, so Miracle working with Kuro for the Warlock on that bottom lane, where and then there's KP Ogre, double Mango Stout, 6 Tangos to begin with Raging Potato, Mr. Ringer Basilius from the very beginning, playing Mirana in the off lane. He's out dual safe lane, Nico and Ninja Boogie together with GH and Mind Control against him. And then Weeha and Moon, and it really feels like that creep wave's pushed a hell of a long way up already. Underneath the tower, and Moon holds the high ground.
Yeah, this matchup, I want to say, is DP favored for the most part, at least in the beginning. Getting a little bit of damage going out on Miracle. It should be fine.
He actually tanked the arrow for Kuro. Just
what a teammate.
Yeah.
Carry tanking it for the support. Yeah, Warlock Terrorblade is actually kind of a classic lane in the sense that Terrorblade just wants to farm. He doesn't have too much aggressive potential, especially in dual lanes. So what Warlock offers him is sustain. Just keep him alive. He has very low health but high armor, so it makes the heal from Warlock that much more effective. And yeah, together they should be able to hold their own here for a while, at least.
This top lane just a mess.
Transcends expectation.
GH, open wounds up, Ninja Boogie's coming over, gonna land the paralyzing cast, some decent damage into GH. Diving into the tower, however, will not happen. GH has the boot, so he already moves fast enough to get back into relative safety. And this feels like a little bit more of a passive early game. Like, people are harassing down, just burning through the consumables, but like, how do you actually find a kill in these lanes?
It's kind of the expected thing, right? Like, you have a Warlock Terrorblade lane that's ultra passive. The other lane is a Rubik Centaur lane, which has aggressive potential, but it's playing against a counter matchup in the Lifestealer, so they can't really do much either. So it kind of comes down to, can you find kills mid? That's what it's about right now. It's Ember versus DP with a potential roaming from Mirana. That's where you're going to see the kill if you see it. But Weeha did see the Mirana's rotation. He got his courier without losing it, and he should be fine for now at least. But when this Flame Guard ends, if he gets caught off guard here, Mirana's just going to get a range creep away from Moonstone. I'm not going to be too happy about that.
No, but then again, Weeha doesn't have the Flame Guard left anymore.
It's still a good amount of damage being done. Yeah, he's struggling actually on this Ember. He's losing the lane. I think that's to be expected that DP wins this lane by a bit. Oh, he got another arrow.
That actually may be it with the Crypt Swarm. The Fairy Fire. Weeha gets a little bit more life, but Moon's attack follows through the tree line. GH TP's in, but it's a second too late. Maybe with Fade Bolt level 1, it wouldn't be enough to kill off Moon. And he doesn't have the mana to use both Telekinesis as well as Fade Bolt.
Yeah, that's just really, really big for this lane in mid. First of all, DP is winning a bit by default. Then the Mirana rotates, forces him to buy a salve, and then he still dies. So Weeha is now 700 net worth behind in this mid lane. And Moon looks exposed right now. He's low, but he has his own healing salve and a bracer flying out. Once he gets the kill potential from Liquid, I just don't think it's there in this mid lane.
I suppose this is also like the downside. Like, GH's rotation really doesn't do much. That's your kill potential you talk about. If he was on like an ES or something like that, it would have been like a harder rotation in that could do something. But Kuro can't rotate off either. He still needs to sit down here with Miracle, giving him the Shadow Word, giving him the life to fight against KP.
Yep.
But this is... Like,
that's one lane that's going well for Liquid, at least.
Yeah.
Bottom lane is going well. Top lane is going probably slightly better than expected, actually. This is a very difficult lane for them. And mid lane is not looking hot at all. But, you know, Mirana roaming, get a kill. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Just kind of also interesting to watch a Terrorblade who hasn't really burned Metamorphosis yet. With the creep wave behind him, maybe it's time to actually go for something, but he's gone for Conjure Image as well as Metamorphosis, so he wants to do something with it.
He hasn't used it at all, right? So mostly what Terrorblade will do is he will Metamorphosis the first creep wave to get guarantee CS. Oh, GH is in trouble.
He's okay.
Are you sure about that? Is that level 1 Melodic? Yeah, he's okay. This is close. Okay.
17
HP. It's always 17 with Dota, isn't it?
It is.
It always is.
Yeah, but, sorry, Metamorphosis Miracle.
Yeah, usually you use this on the first creep wave on Terrorblade to secure CS, and then when you want to start pushing the tower, you have it again, but I feel like Miracle didn't use it at all, which is kind of unusual. One of the other really good Terrorblade players that more or less consistently does exactly that is Ramses from BP. You'll always see him use the Metamorphosis first wave and do really well with it. Mind control.
They're going to go for the Mallet again. He's just going to TP away.
Yeah, he knew he was going to die from this. Good call. Long TP, though.
And he's going back to the Shrine.
Good early game from Mineski so far. They should be feeling pretty good about themselves. All of their cores should be reporting, I'm doing well, my game's good.
They want to go again on Weeha. Reggie Potato just needs a little bit more information, but Kuro has now moved himself in towards the mid lane.
Yeah. Since I think they knew Mirana is in here, and because of that, the Terrorblade can be alone bottom for a little bit. Soon, Miracle is going to transition into that jungle, so I think the reason Kuroki has left him is that Miracle's like, I'm fine here now, you can leave me alone, I'm going to farm this wave, I'm going to go jungle soon, and then somebody else can go take bottom lane, probably Rubik. from GH will go here to get some much needed levels. He's currently sitting on level 3, and you don't want him draining too much XP from mind control because he's already going to be struggling up here to get the experience that he wants.
Good. I think Moon's hoping the Raging Potato stops taking damage. Good sentry ward now from Kuro, so we can get rid of that obs quickly. That's where Mineski's had they had a full duration ward there before. This time around, they won't let it happen. Paralyzing cast are going to hit, but then it doesn't mean the arrow from Raging Potato will connect. A Spirit Siphon from Moon will do some work with the Crypt Swarm. They're just making sure the guard falls down. And then Weeha falls. Mineski really trying to stay on top of him, and this is what they were looking for. Exorcism up, push towards the tower on the catapult wave.
Exactly. It's very, very textbook and very nice play. Arguably, Weeha should have maybe been a bit more ready for this. There's 2 supports missing. There's, you know, the siege wave is coming. So either Weeha needs to play more defensively or he needs to have supports there. Rubik could have easily saved him in this instance by being nearby, but they've got kind of troubles a little bit everywhere. So
Raging Potato's also taking a hell of a lot of damage thanks to the Fatal Bonds. Like, GH is going to find him, a leap. Well, that doesn't put him up on the hillside. Faithful has to actually burn any kind of consumables, and is there another leap? There's a TP away to safety, and Kuro, the damage output, it won't be enough.
Nice bottle usage.
Woo.
Close.
Very close.
Yep. They do defend their mid tower though, Liquid. They allocate a lot of resources for it, but it is the right choice. You don't want to lose this mid tower to DP's first siege creep wave, so they hold it. It took half the HP and damage, but now Exorcism is over, and they can kind of reset and calm down a little bit. Ember got level 6, so he's a much harder gank, and as expected, Terrorblade is now in the jungle, and somebody's got to go bottom. I don't think you just leave this lane completely empty right now. There's too much experience just flat out going to waste.
KP feels no pressure. He's just going hand of Midas first as well.
Oh, GH doesn't have TP. Oh, they're going to send the Warlock down.
Is that enough? Like, KP will be happy to dive that. Arrow's going to fly forward. Ninja Boogie's going to move around the back. They don't have a creep wave. That's the only thing that's holding him back.
Yeah, I like the Midas idea from KP here. It's pretty common on Core Ogre to go for it. If you're having a good game and you go Midas, it just amplifies you so much. With the multicast Midas, you can start getting these aura items at really good timings. And usually when you see other heroes with their like payoff timings, when it gets graphed out how long it takes to get the payoff on Midas, Ogre just gets it, you know, 75% faster.
They're up to Kuro again. Malding is able to connect. Now be a very dead Kuro, even with the Shadow Word. The leap forward from Raging Potato. Maybe actually with stick charges, Kuro can survive through this.
He's fine.
Potato wants to stay on the back of it. Kuro, leap forward, Starfall. He's trying to juke him out. Now with the Stampede, Kuro is able to do it. GH will arrive to help with Weeha to find the kill on Raging Potato, who really wanted that.
Nico's now getting pressured by the Terrorblade. Oh, they've got DP. They know there's no Stampede.
And Mind Control wants to TP out. Just not enough damage.
Yikes.
Like, even with the Infest pop.
That was close. Yeah, he got out. Good call from Mind Control to TP instantly. Identifying that was the only way he was going to have any chance of surviving that. And he gets out. But even though it's not a kill, still forcing a hero out like this has value. Like, a lot of the times when we talk about this stuff, we're like, okay, he survived, they got nothing out of it. But,
yeah,
you know, sending a core all the way back to base, now he has TP on cooldown for a minute, has to run all the way back up. This still does a lot. See, now that they managed to pull off this play, Ninja Boogie gets wards out. He got scanned out, however, so...
He's trying to do the deep ward for everything. Everything will end up dying as Weeha's in the back line, so Ninja Boogie will go down. But Metamorphosis burn from Miracle. They need to add some tower pressure on the back of this, but look at KP diving under Kuro. No multicast for him, and maybe he's in trouble with Weeha arriving, and KP's trapped in by the Radiant Creep Wave. A quick ignite, a third TP is now coming in, or a second TP for a third hero. KP still looking to bounce out this. He'll get the multicast over on the Ember, but GH and Kuro working together. Pick him up, throw him down. There's nothing that Moon can really do. He's going to trigger the Exorcism, and now look towards Weeha with the silence. Okay, maybe he can just kill him straight out. The arrow would have flied forward to kill him off anyway. But now DP will do some damage to the tier 1 tower. All this battle happening normally when you're battling over the 10-minute bounty runes. The Kuro in the trees.
The runes aren't even picked up out here yet. They're chasing Kuro.
Raging Potato doesn't have a stun available. The arrow's on cooldown.
They're using so much time in this Exorcism too. It's actually going to run out before they get to the tower again. That could have absolutely been better for Mineski. He might still end up getting the tower anyway. There's another siege creep coming in now. And looks like Liquid don't defend, so...
Yep. They're too busy up on the top lane taking, like obviously the tier 1 tower's gone down there. They wanted some harassment in towards mid, but KP's there. But this all seems to be just buying more time.
mind control. Hoping for the denial on the tower, won't happen. Arrow's already been used by Ragey Potato, so they don't have the extra stun.
He's not going to have to stampede yet.
So both minuses are coming out in the courier at the moment.
Weehaw went in for the Mirana bottom. He might get him here. He used the first leap. Missed the chains.
So 2 minuses at 11 minutes for Mineski.
And a 4K gold lead. They're really far ahead in this game right now. And Liquid has been in this position countless times with Terrorblade, and they managed to pull out a win playing around Miracle's first strong timing generally, getting Manta style or sneaking a Roshan as Radiant or whatever it would be. But Liquid's support duo here does not have too much to work with right now. There's not this like amazing steal for Rubik where you're just like, okay, when he gets this spell, they're just going to find kills non-stop. Yeah. Warlock is very much a teamfight support, not a skirmish support. So unless they can group up and come together, Kuro is in this awkward position in the game where he doesn't feel too impactful. Whereas you look at the supports on the other side, you have a hero with Maledict and Witch Doctor who wants to gank. You have the Mirana arrows that we've seen already have some success. And any pairings of heroes that put together that pose a threat. And that makes a big difference in this game because it means when heroes are missing from the two teams, there's a very big difference in how threatened cores are on the map. The Mineski heroes feel relatively free. You see Ogre's just playing in the middle of the map, standing in the river, the Death Prophet's pushing far down bottom, and at the same time Lifesteal is farming top because they feel like, well, how are they going to kill us, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to gank these heroes for Liquid with the support duo they have. Now Mind Control is probably going to be in some trouble again.
Yeah, they need to hit the arrow though, or else they don't kill Mind Control.
They do.
And Ragey Potato is trying to look for the angle, but Mind Control is always on the southern side of the creep wave. So it's never an easy straight hit for him. But they're just taking over the Liquid jungle. Like, they're forcing Miracle to always be up on this top lane, always in range of Nico, so Moonlight Shadow will let them close the distance. But you still need to hit the arrow, Mind Control feels it.
I think he saw the Ogre get moonlit in the mid lane. Arrow. Oh, he arrowed a creep. All right. I just heard the sound. I was like, okay, here it comes.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Just jumping around. Where?
Oh, if they get backstab mid here, this could be really dangerous.
Oh,
the smoke
instantly
fails.
breaks from Team Liquid. Sentry ward's being planted. Weehaw, he's going to find his first target. Over towards the Mirana, leap away, gets a double leap, and the rocket really only hit over on Moon. 3 leaps used by Ragey Potato, turns for the arrow, connects over on Weehaw. Paralyzed and Cast from Jabuki helps set it up, but they really want to get both these kills. The Spirit Jump, fortunately, from Required GH already got him with the Fade Bolt, and then Jabuki will go down too. So 2 quick kills for Team Liquid, but both of them going into the supports.
Considering how scary that must have been for them with their vision when they popped the smoke and it instantly broke, I think you'll take that. That could have gone so bad if they didn't find the Mirana out there and open the fight that way.
It still feels rough though. Like you're running a Lifesteal who's already got Hand of Midas. He's working in towards the Radiant, so his team fight will be ready later on. But it's such an early Hand of Midas on a multicasting Ogre. Like the net worth of KP can just skyrocket so quickly, and this Exorcism allows Mineski to keep the pressure up. GH does steal it. It's not always the greatest thing to steal, however, because it means GH has to get pretty close. Oh, they'll back up. Harassment, force rotations, and then, yeah, move top.
I'm not sure they're completely giving up on this idea just yet. They might come back. Okay, now they're probably not coming back.
Actually, it's a smoke from Liquid. They want to come to try and fight up on top lane. They know the Obs was dewatered, but yeah, T1 tower, attempted denial of the tower, won't happen. Moon gets the last hit in. And GH, he wants Ragey Potato. They need to keep the control up, and with the excess of damage, they'll definitely kill him. While in mid lane, Mind Control a little bit too far forward. Looks like KP was able to get a bit of a chain stun off, working with Moon.
And that's a bigger kill. It's the core. Get the Centaur down, only losing a Mirana, and they also got the top tower. Now, GH really wants to get this tower with his Exorcism. There's no glyph available, so if they want to defend, Ogre has to play up aggressively here. He's kind of cautious about doing it. They do get the tower.
Yep.
Bounty runs, 2 for 2 it looks like. Nico hasn't taken the other one yet. He feels like there's no way Liquid will go and contest it, and he's absolutely right about it, so he keeps his farm going. And probably Ogre will just waddle down here and take this in a moment. And KP is... he's going to have a 15-minute mech with the Midas Arcane Boots. This is what we talk about, this Aura build. Probably going to see him buy the mech into maybe Crimson Guard against Terrorblade. Really good. Pipe also has its merits this game against all the magic damage of Ember and the Fatal Bonds. Amplifying all of that magic damage. See what he's favoring right now. I think going straight Greaves is not the play. Although he could remove one Fatal Bond on himself with that, which is also nice.
Oh, they found mid. Weeha caught out. It's like Raging Potato was able to connect on the arrow.
It's not Crypt Swarm for...
Yeah, it's Crypt Swarm. Moonlight Shadow's already been triggered as well from Potato. Kuro, Sentry Ward is down, so he sees both of them moving. Now KB in behind the tier 1 tower just rotates over the arrow. Just well off target, but it won't matter. Nico's there too. They'll beat the crap out of this tier 1 tower. TP support is on the way, but the fortification will keep the tower up. They'll hit the rock down. Where's the bond? It now comes out as well. Multicast, but Life Stealer dies so damn quickly. Moon and KP retreat back out as fast as they can. And Liquid bring everybody to the mid lane. 5 heroes.
Yep. They defend their tower though. It did cost them Golem and Metamorphosis for 1 kill, but it's still the right play. You don't drop this tower like this after losing your Rubik. The downside now though is that there's kind of a power play going the other way, right? Now that you don't have Golem or Metamorphosis, your lineup's actually relatively weak for a while. So yes, you defended your tower, but did you actually defend your tower? Or is it still gonna fall in the next minute is the question. Top lane, Ninja Boogie's gonna... Oh, perfect Manta!
He actually dodged it?
I thought he Manta dodged the Maledict. He didn't. He Manta dodged, I think, a cask.
I did not think Ninja Boogie was gonna go for that.
Yeah, that was a bit
it's like back towards the mid where you see Ogre running underneath the T1 town, but on bottom lane, Newbee into the arrow. Moon using it aggressively in Ember Spirit. No way to get out of it. Now in towards the mid, over the Giant. KP trapped up with the upheaval. Outrunning this will be difficult, but that's why you see how tanky the Ogre is. A multicast can't get one over on mind control. He just can't move fast enough.
Use your Midas, no!
Efficiency rating dropping heavily.
And it's actually a kind of big deal. He's dead for 40 seconds and he had Midas ready, and that could have multicast there with a triple multicast. There were 3 creeps. He might have just lost 500 gold. That's kind of what they got for killing him. I mean, okay, not 500, because he will have it ready when he spawns, but you get the idea.
Yeah, it's a big deal, Sens.
It actually is a kind of big deal.
Yeah.
When we talk about Midas being off cooldown when you're dead and we're like, oh, that's bad, for Ogre, it's worse.
Here's your Yules into arrow again. Mind control, it's a little too late. Ninja Boogie's going to fall once again, unseen from the camera as Weeha caught him out.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling the Witch Doctor this game right now. The 2 supports of Mineski are clearly starting to fall behind the Liquid supports, and they might also fall behind them in relative impact later when it starts getting into this team fight stage. Warlock is one of these really good supports, and Rubik, we've seen GH pull off some magic. In this game, there's a couple of steals that are great, some are not so good.
Oh, Raging Potato, he just drops the ward. That's going to get deep water. He needs to leap. He's got one more available. And he leaps down away from the tier 1 tower. Smokes himself up as well as far into the tower as he can go, but mind control. Blink, Hawk stomps down, and Mirana is definitely dead.
That's a big waste. Smokes are a valuable resource. You don't use that. Even if you survive there, I think that's not worth it. I mean, they have another 2 on Witch Doctor, I suppose, but...
And you do have Moonlight Shadow, but the amount of sentry wards that have been placed down by Team Liquid, they're trying to see absolutely every movement.
Arguably Moonlight would have been a better play. It's a shorter cooldown than Smoke, and it would have forced the enemy's economy a little bit, right? To force them to use a sentry ward.
They're still going to burn another Smoke. Mineski are coming over the river now.
Yeah.
They're looking for their target.
Moon is really strong, his BKB.
Koro's going to TP out. No, he doesn't. They didn't actually notice that Observer wasn't head during the last fight. So Death Ward down from Ninja Boogie. There's with this quick kill over on Kuro. Moon's able to claim it.
Mid tower for Liquid is still standing. It's pretty impressive. It's 20 minutes now that Mineski have not been able to take this with their Death Prophet lineup. And you gotta imagine that they want to go and Exorcism this with the next Siege Creep wave after they maybe fight for these top bounty runes. DP is super strong here, only really going to be dying to a Terrorblade Metamorphosis with BKB running. No other serious physical damage to be too worried about.
Ninja Boogie actually get a perfect paralyzing cast looking for it, and ends up with the Maledict over from the Ember Spirit. He'll quickly spirit away. Searing chains up with the Ulceptor over on the Centaur. He'll hit the ground, and Nico open wounds up and mind control. And Nico just rips all the life from him. This is not a fun game for Mike. Why do we always feel this happens whenever we cast mind control? It's like, you know what, there's just one hero that just tears him apart.
Yeah, he definitely... I mean, if you pick Centaur this early and there's a Lifestealer on the board that gets countered, you know, Centaur just has these matchups. It does. And, yeah, Mineski are taking full advantage of that. I think a little bit of a lucky thing there, or not a lucky thing, but Liquid probably aren't too dissatisfied because I think their Ember could have died. He could have been silenced instead of the Centaur, and they could have killed Ember on the rune, and maybe even got the rune too. But Moon chose to go for the Scent. There was a slightly bigger kill on the field for them.
That coming again?
Next smoke.
It's like 3 smokes in 2 minutes,
Yeah.
one of them wasted.
Exactly. Now you would like to have that Mirana smoke for later.
Yep.
But they really want this mid tower.
GH, he has an Invis rune. He's right on top of him. Everyone revealed. TP support's coming in. GH gets to pick up over Ogre. Is he able to get that mech off in time? Paralyzing card trying to buy create some space. KP, there's your multi-casting out, trying to run himself away. Weeha in a little too deep and connected on the Maledict. So KP will finally be brought down by the Fade Bolt.
He stayed alive for so long.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
There's no follow-up for this. Moving into the high ground of Mineski is not something that Liquid feel confident enough to do just yet.
Super good game sense from GH. The reason he walks there with his Invis rune is that he feels there's a move coming from that direction. And the moment the smoke breaks, they instantly TP in, so you just know it's already called in advance that I think they're going here, and this is what we're gonna do. So,
my God,
really good stuff.
Miracle's getting so huge. I saw Skadi coming in over on the Courier. I see a 4-star recipe as well. And now they're going to have a crack over towards mid lane. Mind control, caught out a little too far. Miracle's looking at him, can't do much to help him though. As Moon, he's still in pretty deep. He's got his BKB and NaVi. The rock will drop, and 3 heroes on Ninja Boogie just evaporates as the Spirit jump forward. There's your defensive NaVi up from Moon, as he can't get anything really off. Spirit side, but no point spending the Exodus because he's already dead as Nico. Now he's trapped underneath the Skadi, trying to kite it out, but Miracle, he's just too big. KP can't outrun this. Mineski just have no movement speed at all, and even Bloodlust stolen by GH. Let's buff up Miracle again.
That's the surprise factor of not knowing there's a Skadi in play. The DP gets caught out, tries to BKB to stay alive, but she's too slow to run away. If you know there's a Skadi there, you instantly have to just turn and fight. You BKB, you ulti, and you take the fight. But they were missing a hero as well in this instance.
They want to keep going. Miracle wants to keep pushing up towards the tier 3 tower. The jump in from behind the arrow, able to connect over on the Ember Spirit with the jump out of the golem. Maybe they can get this quick kill over onto Weehan. They're able to do so. And Team Liquid's push will stop, but they do claim a tier 3 tower already.
Super good for them. Even with this Weeha casualty, they should be very happy with the outcome of these last 2 minutes.
So we have a quick look at that mid-fight once again. Stance over on mind control.
See, so they're probably not clicking the Terrorblade right now. Moon should already realize he's getting Scott. I mean, you see the projectiles here. I think at this point, you either BKB and Ewell the Terrorblade. I think you BKB, Ewell the Terrorblade and run away. That's got to be the play, right? The Golem has been used. There's no other slow or stun that pierces your BKB. It's the best play that you have. But it's just it's a hard decision to make in the moment because you don't want to waste everything. But I mean, he used it anyway, right? So easy to say from our perspective, but
yeah,
probably misplayed that situation a bit.
And we're gonna just laze back into armchair a little bit more. We had a nice little play as well during the real time. Denied on the mid-tier 1 tower by Miracle's Illusion. As Mineski was surrounding it. So a little bit less gold coming in from Mineski. They do still hold a slight advantage in the net worth, but it was a hell of a lot bigger before that fight and mid-push happened. And this is what we talked about, right? Miracle, you put your money on him. Liquid know how to play around this. And now you're even going to find a double damage rune. They're going in for Roshan.
Yeah, it's what I was saying, right? Like they have this understanding of timing with Terrorblade. I think when he got the Manta, they got a tower with it. When he got the Skadi, they got this mid fight, and they even got a tier 3 out of it. So now they're gonna have an Aegis.
Coming way too late from Mineski, and there's no way they could really 100% know that Miracle was up to this. Even defensive upheaval being channeled. And there's the Aegis Immortal into the Terrorblade. This butterfly is gonna arrive so quickly too. I need non-stop multicasting. That's it. Any kind of full control. Weeha's gonna be the first setup with a follow-up arrow. He's just totally alone here in the mid lane.
Weeha's dying too much, man. Like
now they TP up towards the top. Moon wants to keep the fight going. KP needs a following stun. Kuro's the closest. INTERCEPTOR up. They'll drop him down. The rune already grabbed as, well, Warlock tries to keep the run going. He can't do anything. Can't drop the rock because he's already been silenced up. Now Ninja Pookie hits his own paralyzing cast. Raging Potato does not have the stun available, but with the Maledict and the Death Ward, GH Raging Potato just needs to Starfall, and GH will tick counter the Maledict. Nothing will save him. 3 heroes from Liquid, just one after the other, falling like dominoes.
Yeah. As I was saying, there's too many deaths in this Ember Spirit. He's playing a bit too recklessly and keeps getting caught out. This is his 7th death on Ember. Out of 14 kills for the Dire, half of them are on the mid hero on Liquid. That's very rare to see, and just not Weeha's best performance this game. It's...
And now they're going to beat through the towers. KP can Bloodlust up the catapults, get any kind of extra quick push.
The upside to all these deaths on Ember is that Terrorblade is not the one dying.
Yeah.
So there's infinite space for Miracle in this game, which Liquid loves to play around, but it is possible to accomplish something similar with less deaths on Ember. I'm not saying he needs to play Deathless this game. I think it's hard. You're playing against Moonlight Shadow and a lot of stuns, but you can definitely, play a little bit more passively and try not to get caught this much.
I'm actually wondering too, like, how Mineski starts to do damage towards Miracle. Like, he's finished up the Butterfly, he's going in for a BKB next. So you're going to have a hard time hitting your physical damage already, but your magical damage is going to mean almost nothing later on, including the stuns.
Yeah, there is a possible play that they start itemizing against Terrorblade defensively, and they kill his team. Like, they get armor auras, they get ghost scepters.
Just leave him and just kite out. Yeah,
you kind of try to kill his team, because I think going on the Terrorblade just all in is going to fail. There's too much counterplay. There's Stampede, there's a Golem. They're going to buy defensive items too. You reckon there's going to be a Force Staff? Actually, Warlock almost has one. So yeah, they're going to have a Force Staff too. So fighting around and hitting the other heroes instead is probably better. Because Terrorblade is one of those heroes where if you commit and it doesn't work, it's even worse than if you didn't go. Because then he's going to sunder you as well and deal extra damage in the fight. So you got to be really careful how you approach that.
Very uncertain about this from Mineski. They don't have Death Prophet with them. Like, they have to defend from inside the base. DP's going to TP back now. Mirana's going to Moonlight Shadow, but Observer and Sentry is already planted. Ragey Potato comes in range. They do see him through the rear. Flies out the arrow. Miracle being caught out. Man, he's just so far forward. They'll push him and crack him down. They only burn the Aegis Immortal. Big abilities being used.
Might stop the push, though.
It may.
It's good. It's still good. They take the Aegis, they stop the push. There was 2 minutes left on this Aegis, so Liquid might have been able to use it for a high ground attempt. Ideally, you would have loved to maybe find another core hero here and maybe get a good team fight out of it, but this is still a good result. Repels the push, it buys them time. And yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with this. Usually you would see DP go for Aghanims after the Eul Scepter or BKB, but he's not even going for the Ags at this point. He's going to go for the Shiva. Really, really defensive item build against this Terrorblade. And don't blame him for it. It's just lately DP Ags has been very favored by many players. But in this game, he values this armor a lot more. Speaking of armor, Mirana with the Lotus Orb as well. Can remove a Fatal Bonds on one of his allies, can remove the chains.
Can mess with Terrorblade.
And gets armor for himself, can mess with Sunder, very true.
That for me is going to be like one of the biggest things from Team Liquid, because that's what allows them just to overwhelm the fight.
Koro's in a ward.
Eul Scepter up into the arrow. Weehaw wants to try and help him out, but there's a quick silence available too. Koro will end up dropping. Ragey Potato can leap himself away. Centaur, yeah, Stampede. One way to get away from the open woundsing lifestealer, but here comes Ragey Potato on mind control. He is just in the middle of nowhere. GH, maybe he can help. Gives him a force. Arrow flies forward and mind control runs east.
The force that flat out saved him. He was dead for sure. He's gonna go.
Oh, he may still be dead.
Don't tell me this is happening.
No,
dude,
the arrow is off target.
That is okay. I mean, sometimes you go for it, right?
Yeah. Taking out a full creep wave.
It worked.
Worth the threat. These illusions, the Jabuki can't even stand here. Finally, he'll get rid of the Obs and the Sentry that was planted down before. But this is all Miracle needs to do. Like, he's just staying up inside the northern jungle. He's even underneath an Observer and Sentry of Mineski, and like, how do you go on him? If everyone else is far enough away, then maybe you can do it. Moonlight Shadow, you run further forward, paralyzing cast out. The illusion will work against him. He'll bounce back down with the Maldic. That's how you go on him. He's done with the Lotus Orb. It actually stopped Miracle from getting the life. That's what we're talking about. Mind control. Upstop creates more space. Miracle's and almost no life. Moon just wants to finish the job, and they're going to be able to. Then Jabuki's Maldic pop as the BKB wears off.
Perfect. Perfect Lotus Orb. Super good.
Maybe they didn't see it. We saw it, because we see everything up here.
Even if he knows it's there, he has to go for the Sunder, right? He's dying, he has to turn, and the Lotus Orb gets cast mid-animation on the Sunder. I'm sure we'll get a replay on this, but
yep.
Really, really nicely done there.
Nice slow motion replay. As slow as we can make it.
That's the biggest kill of the game. Killing Terrorblade is the same as almost killing his entire team right now in relative value, right? Like, when this guy's down, Liquid have no hope of fighting, so you're going to lose this tower. They might even be able to go high ground because Exorcism is online. They have 30 seconds and a siege creep.
I'll give it a shot.
And they get a bonus kill here.
Here comes your arrow, Kuro. 4 staffed up the hill once again. GH trying to help him out and pick up and a throw down. Kuro is still going to be spirit siphoned out.
He's just flat out of position there. There's no reason for him to
Hey guys,
stand
quick
behind this tower.
update. I know you're watching this Liquid versus Mineski game, but I want to let you know that Newbee versus LGD is going into Game 2. Stream C, we got Secret against Keen. They're still probably going to keep their undefeated streak in this group. And on Stream A, heck of a game, Alliance versus TNC. But we're going to stick around on Stream D for a little bit longer, as I'm sure you want to figure out how Mineski versus Liquid ends on D.
Kind of want to keep an eye on Mind Control because he's not done yet. That retaliates done so much damage, but the mid-rank is finally going to fall. BKB from Moon. There for defensive Miracle. Actually, Radiant mid-melee racks. He took it out. Moon's health comes back, giving him the extra life. But yeah, he denies the mid-racks out. And man, that's Stampede forward. They're looking for somebody, but everyone's gone from Mineski.
Yep. That was a huge moment. That's one Terrorblade kill. That's what often will happen in these games where you have one big farmed hero. Yeah, we'll see it here.
This
So
that Sunder moment again.
Cask, he does get the BKB off in between these stuns and is hoping for it. And pay attention there. Right as the animation comes out, the Lotus gets placed. And Miracle, that Lotus Orb effectively did 2,000 damage. That's what it did. If he doesn't Lotus there, Miracle survives 100%. And yeah, just clutch play and great itemization.
Watch the dot time. It's on the very end as the BKB and the Maledict wears off.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fraction of a second, the difference.
The Crypt Swarm might have connected, but if it didn't, that actually mattered too. He almost got away despite everything that happened.
And one of those great plays of TI. Liquid. 5 heroes smoked up looking for their own initiation. Raging Potato's got Nimbus. Rooney's going to break the smoke on GH as well as Kuro. And the information has been given.
DP has Exorcism again though, so this fight is actually not as easy as Liquid might be expecting if they haven't kept very close attention to the timing. Little Dragon Boy scouting. Not suspicious at all.
Hey, Kuro should know all about this.
He used to do it.
He's the man that abused the shit out of this.
Oh man, I was on the receiving end of that. That was lame.
It was great. You know, that was when like the Chen Ags came up, right? And you could start grabbing ancient creeps. And...
No, it was when Lifestealer got Infest.
Yep.
I think Infest was... when was it Lifestealer got that skill? It wasn't Dota 2, right?
Yeah, it was in Dota 2. Like, it was when he could start infesting ancients, though.
Yes.
That's when it started to change. Like, he could infest neutrals, but he could never do ancients.
Yeah, and then suddenly he could, and people would go Radiance and infest the dragon.
Yep. And you run him as support. That was all.
Yeah, you just have this magic immune dragon flying around with Radiance on. Hard to deal with. And the Fireball, of course.
Yeah, actually, didn't they nerf the Fireball? Like that's how they tried to balance that.
I don't think the spell has ever been nerfed. It could be. I'm not sure. When you think about how a lot of things change in Dota, some of the things that have been changed the absolute least is the spell casting of neutrals. Like the spells that they have, you know, they've been changed a bit once in a while. Like the Harpy Lightning got nerfed a bit for Chen, or you know, the aura of the Mana Troll got improved or whatnot. But over the course of how many years have we had this game now? 9? There's been very few neutral creep changes relative to heroes and relative to, you know, even changes to Roshan.
That's actually always the deceiving thing. Like, just because we're at TI 9 doesn't mean like it's been alive. There's actually 8 years of Dota.
True. 8, yes.
Yeah. That's of Dota right. 2. Obviously, because, we've had 15, 16 years of Dota.
Big item alert. Terrorblade getting the MKB. Key item against Lifestealer. He has Evasion, Talent, and Radiance.
They just need a good opening. GH is going to start it off, link him up, push him back down again. Mind Control, baiting out the hooks multiple times, but now Evan's dead.
Oh my god!
That's your proper ding-ding. Mind Control, forced off him out, goes and finds him time, but the cask actually follows him. I think he was going to die anyway, even if it didn't follow him the whole way, but oh my god, he has just been reminded of the lucky Dark Ogre.
Kind of cocky, he doesn't BKB that though. I don't know if he didn't have vision of the Ogre, but he flat out just took a risk if he did. If he knew that Ogre was there, I think you have to BKB if you want to commit for this play. I like the idea of lifting this Lifestealer into a potential Terrorblade fight, but it wasn't what happened. So this move just didn't make too much sense. And now they're going to probably get a Roshan.
They'll 100% get it. It's going to take way too long for Ember to come out. So this Roshan belongs to them.
You give the Aegis to Lifestealer and choose to DP. This is really big. Aegis on Lifestealer against Terrorblade is a massive advantage because you probably buy yourself time to get a secondary rage with the Aegis, and the Death Prophet having cheese can outlast Terrorblade and kill his illusions with the Shiva's Guard and with the Exorcism running. You can manage while in BKB.
You know, the funny thing is, for this whole fight, like, this Observer Ward, like, the movement that's been happening over the last, like, 3-4 minutes has all been scouted out by Team Liquid with that ward. And Mineski put down 3 sentries, so they feel very comfortable that they weren't being watched.
Yeah.
And that still ended up happening the way it did.
But, yeah, it's on Liquid to take better advantage of it.
Yeah.
If you have this vision advantage, this is not how things should go.
They're wrapping around the east, coming up through the river.
No Exorcism. This fight could be really good for Liquid if Terrorblade gets to do whatever he wants, and right now it looks possible.
Spirit jump forward, looking for Ninja Boogie, trying to fist it out. Quick Moonlight Shadow, but we have with the BKB. They've already killed off the Witch Doctor. Buybacks are available. They're coming out towards the shrines as Moon keeps these supports under control with the Spirit Siphon. Nico's trying to do the best he can, but Miracle, he's the beast. He's the man to watch. Try and bring down Nico, able to do so through the Aegis Immortal, but Maldix is over on Terrorblade. Thunder's available, but the Sun just keeps on going. Miracle, he'll steal the life, and Weeha, he's able to help to get the revenge kill out, but then you've still got more damage coming the way from Mineski. Terrorblade is finally brought down. They'll get rid of the Golem too. Buybacks were just available. GH is on the run. He'll begin his own TP out underneath the Dire Sentry. Well, does anyone get there in time? They don't, even with the TP back to the Tier 3 tower. But Miracle dead without buyback available. This is Mineski's time to go.
You know what's funny about this fight? The one fight that Miracle sunders Weeha is the one who survives. Like, dude, you're gonna die anyway, so I'm just gonna sunder you and take your health away so that he doesn't die. No, it's just, yeah. It just flat out has not really been Weeha's game. There's been multiple deaths. That engage, though, was pretty good. I think the idea was good. I think the execution was all right.
You can have a look at it again.
They're just unfavored to a quite large extent here. So we see this jump in from Weeha. He gets the BKB off instantly and gets the kill. They try to snowball off of it, but they're a little bit short on damage because they're fighting 2 or 3 different fights. You see 2 heroes get zoned off by the DP. Terrorblade can't really bring down the Ogre. He gets the lifesteal, but he's the Aegis. And when the BKB of Terrorblade expires, it starts getting really easy. The Sunder here, it's a good Sunder. I feel like if he tried to turn around for Ogre got Lotus, right? Or was it? Yeah, he got Lotus, so that wouldn't have worked. Back in real time, though.
Yeah, we're
high ground time.
Pushing into the Tier 3. Moon will burn up the Exorcism. Remember, they've still got the cheese that's over on the Lifestealer now. They got passed off Moon. As Hoof Stomp from Mind Control comes in, but then Lotus Orb, stun yourself back KP. The Tier 3 tower is just being ripped apart. Man, rooted forever, Nico.
Stolen Maledicts.
Oh god.
I'm not sure he realized.
DP needs to use. He needs a BKB. He needs to do something right now. Moon, he'll turn in silence. That'll do something. Mind Control still running away from all the ghouls. He'll be able to survive through this. As Nico munches on the cheese, turns back into Weeha. Miracle, he's got Sunder, putting Nico back nothing. Spirit jumps forward. No, he put 2 down, but it's all too late in Mind Control. He misses stun. The concoction, it was still there. He actually got hit by the bouncing coconut. As Weeha, the Crypt Swarm and the Spirit Siphon kills him off. Buyback is available. For him, but not for Mind Control. Mineski will want to claim their second lead of Rax. They can't go for more, however. The stolen Maledict once again over on Moon. A KP, the never-ending multicast into Kuro, and the Hex on Terrorblade. They can't follow up with the stun into the back lines. It's Weeha trying to cause some problems, but then another multicast stun. 3 in a row. Weeha will go down. Terrorblade set up towards the air. The perfect arrow. Thunder is available. He'll need to trigger it right now. Ball Staff can't buy any kind of time or space. That may just be the game right there. Dead for 80 seconds. They'll go for the Tier 4 towers. And Mineski, they have pushed Liquid down and down. They're faced up against Miracle's Terrorblade. And they've come out with a huge smile on their face. Maybe a little bit too overconfident. The Friendship Chair's going to come under the fountain, but it won't matter. This game's Mineski's. GG.
That went sour real quick. So, Mineski, this is kind of... in a way, it's kind of similar to, not fully similar, but the game we had with Keen versus Mineski yesterday, where Keen destroyed them in lanes, then Mineski kind of came back, and then Keen cleaned it out. It felt like the same game, but just with the side swap, that Mineski had a huge advantage out of the laning stage. They dropped the ball a little bit, Terrorblade gets a game, and then one big fight, and everything is just back on track.
It feels like one big item is when that Lotus Orb arrives.
The Lotus play was the game-winning play.
Like, it just arrives, and then it's like, well, what do I do as a Terrorblade? And that's why he's like, bro, I guess I just have to go for Wii. I gotta go for my undercore and take his life, because I at least know he won't be Lotus Orbed.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one upside.
The other way of, I mean, you should also consider the way this whole fight breaks out, where they get the huge Lotus play. What starts it all is that Miracle's a bit out of position. Like, his teammates weren't really close enough by. He was farming aggressively in the enemy jungle, and they took the advantage of the situation and got a jump out of it. If you're a little bit, like, when Liquid play their best, these situations don't happen. Like, the team is nearby, or they're a little bit more coordinated with vision or just overall map movements.
Like, you have something...
You got to clean this up.
You have something like a Warlock, right? Like, everything is only meant to be together. His Rock is up, his Fatal Bonds is there. You live in a world of fear, but we never had the damage output. He was going for a Veil build-up too.
Terrorblade not able to bring Liquid success in that Game 1 versus Mineski on Stream D. Gonna keep moving around here on the multicast, though. Stream C, if you're wondering what's gonna happen next, Secret versus Keen Game 2. Secret taking Game 1, completing, or rather continuing their undefeated streak in this group. On Stream D, we got Game 2 of LGD versus Newbee. LGD taking Game 1. But we're going to go on over to Stream A, where things are getting quite spicy. It's TNC versus Alliance on Stream A.
They don't have Sven now. No buyback, 80 seconds. TNC looking to go high ground and shut down Alliance here in this game number 1. Feeling like we're already going the distance.
Nick is going to have shockingly low hero damage to him, I think.
Gabby, he's taking a lot of damage there. They didn't hit the chain, and they pull him back in. Ice Blast, though, it's going to land on the floor. It's not enough. It's not enough. TNC, they take down the Timbersaw. No buyback. The arrow is going to connect onto this Death Prophet as well, trying to push her back in. That's the A just popped already for this Queen of Pain, but they're going to have the fear if they want to jump in for this. The BKB just forced to be popped for the Death Prophet as Gabby keeping his eyes on the prize. Going to take down this Tier 3 tower in just a second. And Dota plus win probability swinging back the other direction. TNC are doing it, ladies and
they
gentlemen.
They have the buyback on Sven. It was a timer issue. He had the gold.
Okay, chase, trying to run away, no BKB. And the arrow actually hit onto Sven as he was trying to move out. Arrow hits Mikke. Just the random triple arrow. But they got the tower.
And 4 bounty runes as well at 50 minutes here too. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot over there. 125 each per bounty rune. Oh, actually, it's 140 there too. Grab next one.
My goodness. So, 32,000 net worth lead. And you look at how much they've gotten from the bounties. It was just under 5,000 for Alliance, and something like 12K for TNC.
It felt like in that mid-game when Alliance should have been stronger, they basically just ran into these fights that just looked like way too hard for them. Not even way too hard for them. They just made mistakes. What was it?
Yeah. Well, it was actually 16,000 bounty runes for TNC. Like, they've just been able to control the map total for the entire game.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's insane. Oh, good Yule Scepter precast. Able to interrupt it for Cuckoo, but the BKB is out, and they found their man. It is the tree. He's off to the side, and this Bristleback dealing so much damage right now from Gabby. He's up to plus 500 yet again, ready to just beat into anybody that steps to him. They've already killed off the tree. The Timbersaw's coming back soon, but it's not feeling like it's soon enough. They find themselves another catch here. The Fire Blast on to this Death Prophet. Gabby forcing them back into the fountain, ready to start beating into her face. Sonic Wave out again. That's the Aghanim Sonic Wave. Armel jumps in. It's a buyback coming. Mikke trying to heal back up so he can go in for another round. But Timbersaw is dead again as soon as he respawns. And it's going to be a second lane of racks. And this game becomes even harder. Another round of 4 staffs. More leaps away. They have another arrow. In a second, it connects onto the Death Prophet. It's so hard to dodge away from the triple arrow. Gabby goes in, finishes off an Abyssal Blade now. He's ready to party, and GG is called as TNC take down Alliance in fabulous fashion.
So well played in mid-game team fights. I mean, that's a thing too. These guys that playing together so long, we used to always call them scrappy. That was the thing, you know. We always said that they're just like a little bit out there in terms of like macro movements and stuff, and it felt like maybe they got like a little bit lost in the plans. But there was one thing these guys were always very good at. It was team fighting together as a squad, as well as like going super aggro. And just like going constantly for kills and everything. And I think that showed there, right? The Force Staffs and the Eul Scepter synergy, like you could not get any better than that in terms of the utilization during those mid-game fights. And they just picked apart Alliance in these fights that, like, Mickey and Koikva, when they were at their strongest, did virtually nothing.
Yes.
Like, that was pretty painful to watch.
In comparison, again, you look at the damage that these heroes dealt. Mickey was the 3rd lowest damage in the game as the position 1 carry.
Yeah, that's your problem, right? He had 3k more damage than a Train Protector.
It can't happen.
I mean, I knew it was going to be shockingly low. I didn't know it was going to be that low.
Really low. Yeah.
Jeez. The only people below him are Ogre and Treant.
Yes.
That's a problem.
I mean, but that's part of the, again,
that's what they built, right?
Staffs,
that's the Euls, the Force Staffs, that's the kiting.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what was it's not like they had Lasso. You know? Like, if you looked at this lineup and you're like, oh, man, how are they going to, like, stop this Sven during BKB?
Yeah.
But Kuko got him almost every time. Got grabbed at the start of these fights. They picked off Boxy the same way. And the Tricore, I guess it's kind of everybody. I don't want to flame anybody in particular. I just want to flame them all.
Well, I guess the other thing, too, about it is, wasn't it a Sven first pick overall?
Well, not overall.
Right.
It was
okay,
Ogre, right? It was Ogre into Sven and AA,
right,
and then back for the Mirana.
But I think that's part of the problem, right? Is that the only hero that was getting killed over and over again was the Ogre, which was the first pick. So it's like all of the rest of them were heroes that just don't get damaged by Sven.
My boy Lyrical looking like he should be smoking a corncob pipe in that outfit. Really fresh, but TNC versus Alliance, even fresher. TNC coming out on top on game 1. It's the multicast. My name's Tsunami. But I only got one game for you going on right now. It's on Stream B, just to let you know what'll be coming up elsewhere, though. Stream C, like I told you earlier, it's game 2, Secret versus Keen. And don't worry, we will pop back in to Liquid versus Mineski on Stream D whenever that gets cracking. But for right now, enjoy some 4-position MSS Invoker in Newbee versus LGD on Stream B.
Not looking too intent to get aggressive down bottom right now, but they've just finished off a Eul Scepter on Leshrac, who can very easily rotate down to this bottom lane. Imagine we'll see them look to group up to take a fight. Army with a Midas, he's just going to keep on farming. Midas Maelstrom, the build he's got queued up.
He has full Mjolnir queued up, but he's going to get probably BKB right after Maelstrom, so he can take a fight.
Yeah. Somnus.
Whenever Chinese teams play Faceless Void, it's Enter Maelstrom, Mask of Madness, and then straight into BKB.
Smoke up on the high ground, that one not scouted by the Radiant. Somnus is very scary with this potential Eul's initiation. Who's he going to find here? CCNC could be the target, but the homing missile's there. Somnus does not want to follow this up as a result. Stanley being popped now as well. He looks to go in for the hoof stomp. Can't find a good target. Charles has lost all his mana. They've killed Pylite Eye, but that's just a Crystal Maiden Army. He rocks up to the fight with his Midas. He's got a lot of attack speed inside this Chronosphere. The Earth Splitter is there to combo, and in CCNC, no BKB, no way out. He dies. The buybacks kicking in from both sides, Rubik and CM. Using these buybacks to try to take this fight. Yuar's come to this one with the God's Ring. One more stun. He's going to get Arme. Big kill for Yuar. Showing up to a fight, but unfortunately for him, the Eul Scepter with the chain studs. Is this going to be enough to bring him down? It sure as hell looks like it. This Leshrac's magic damage just too damn heavy. The lift on the MSS going to pull him in nice and close. They've got the sentries and the dust for the Ghost Walk. MSS, he's still fairly fast with the Wex movement speed. He jukes the stomp, and it looks like he might survive. FY, he's stolen stun though. And that nuke damage brings him down.
Yeah, FY brought back in that fight, got 2 kills right after, exactly what he needed. I think they could have saved the Faceless Void if the Leshrac used just a tiny bit earlier that Eul Scepter and Pylite die again.
Yep. Slowed up, he shouldn't have any escape. Easy kill as well as the Tier 1 tower. Pylite I think just a bit stuck there. Didn't have a TP. He bought back, it was a dieback, but he bought back and TP'd into that fight, I assume. And as a result, he was a bit trapped. So it is going to be PSG LGD coming out slightly on top of that fight. Both teams losing some big heroes. The Void goes down, as does the Sven though. Carries dropping. It's the Leshrac though who, to me, is the real winner of that fight, since all the other mids and carries died. He's level 14.5 now, and suddenly has 1200 gold on top of that Eul Scepter. And he queues up a BKB, I think recognizing that the magic damage this game is what's going to be the end of him.
I'm wondering what talent he's gonna pick up on level 15. Like 15 strength is tempting, but most of the lashes go for movement speed because you have a Eul Scepter anyway, you get Boot of Travel after, and then you're just zooming in a team fight.
Yeah, all that bonus movement speed can feel really nice when you stack it together.
With this kind of a build, just dual scepter into BKB, he's gonna run into mana problems.
Here come Newbee. They're smoked up. CCNC coming in from behind. They're going to run into X-Nova perhaps. CCNC ignores X-Nova. He's going for the bigger fish. But the stun is there from the Stormhammer, followed up by a Split Earth. Potentially, CCNC in all sorts of trouble. He desperately needs a BKB, but he's still so far away from one, and they've instantly killed off CCNC, and then Pylite Eye followed up death to the Split Earth as this stolen freezing field.
I think they're going to maybe deal some damage to the tier 3s. Oh, Blink. He actually forgot to blink.
That was the head bonk. Yeah, he knows. Straight out of the old Looney Tunes playbook there. Not quite what I was hoping for, but it's a one fight and a tier 2 tower without Void even being needed. Void's just sitting mid lane farming with his Midas, and they'll happily take that trade.
Sven's still on top of net worth, getting closer to his BKB. And Les just bought Boot of Travel, went for that movement speed talent. 500, but this kind of a build, it's more greedy, getting a Boots of Travel at this point, but you can have full mana, and the Boots of Travel will pay off in 5 to 10 minutes.
It just feels so nice with this movement speed playing against heroes like Gyrocopter that want to get nice and close. Even Sven, it allows you to position and kite so much better in these fights. If they get on top of you, you can just outrun them. You've got a full 100 movement speed advantage over Sven and a 50-60 movement speed advantage over the Gyrocopter.
What do you think about Invoker position 4, at least in this game?
It kind of looked okay in the laning stage, like as far as dealing with ET. But at the same time, it's felt a little underwhelming.
Oh, he just ran into them. They're gonna plop a dust.
They're gonna be time walk forward aggressively. It's coming up soon. Charging on forward. Instead, CCNC down bottom. He just got destroyed by the Leshrac ET, and looks like
zoning ET ulti
dying one by one. Zone snaking towards the mid lane. Chalice blinks away as well. You up the Godstrength for that one, and they're just chasing more. Godstrength being used. Newbee. They're on the back foot here. They're going to, barely dodge the Echo Stomp there as Somnus was hoping to find another kill.
Phase Boots on position 5 Elder Titan. I would not mind seeing him getting Wind Lace on top of that.
Just all the movement speed items. The full stuff queued up for now, but things starting to slip away quickly for Newbee. PSG LGD are playing some very crisp, clean Dota here. Definitely a team that has kind of quietly come into this international. Not really talked about as one of the favorites, but definitely after they run last year, they're coming back playing with the same roster and have had just a solid year. They convincingly, easily qualified for TI fairly early on, and I think seeing them at the top of TI would not be out of the realm of possibility.
We didn't talk too much about LGD, what their chances are of winning this whole thing, but I think everyone would expect them to be a top contender for sure.
Yeah, there are certain teams you look at and you're like, yeah, that's a team that's going to win championships. The way, you look at, that's like Liquid in the past, OG, VP, Secret. That's what you say when you see LGD and VG Gaming as far as the Chinese teams go. It wouldn't be a surprise or a shock if LGD won a TI.
Not at all.
Big fight breaking out here. They're going to take out the ET to start the fight off. It is the Zen BKB timing, but Chalice with the Stampede trying to kite this one. He's got the pipe here. He's going to pop it on himself. He's got no backup quite in range just yet. FY Stormhammer is dodged by UR. Nicely played here, but it's a very tanky Centaur stun still. As he does get off the Hoof Stomp, Fire Blast is there. Void comes in, drops the Chronosphere, catches out 2, wants to go for UR. It looks like they need the Leshrac damage. The Split Earth follows up the Chronosphere, the stolen Stormhammer as well, but Leshrac doesn't have the damage to kill for UR. He's just too tanky. And they're being forced back, and Newbee, they're charging forward. They want more kills. Somnus is being chased down by a homing missile. He's going to need to
speedy.
Yeah, he's got the Yules as well. Does he pop it? No, he's just going to take the stun. Whoa. Whoa. Arming. He's in deep. He's surrounded by the entire enemy team. He's been taken out. ET's now being tornadoed up as well, and Newbee are winning this fight. UR with the Godstrength is just cleaning up, and Pylite Eye gets a double kill on the end.
What could have been only one kill for Newbee turned out to be extremely good for them, because they could just left Elder Titan there. He's position 5. Sven used BKB to kill him. They're kind of hesitating whether they want to take a fight or not. It's one of those, we're going to follow our teammate into that.
Yeah. Well, one by one they fell down there, and I think for LGD, you've kind of got to settle things down a bit, play around what is very likely going to be BKB timings. Leshrac has one queued up. Void doesn't have one queued up just yet. He's finishing the Mjolnir, but you got to imagine it's probably the item to come afterwards, because against these newbie heroes, BKB is going to be the name of the game.
He desperately needs that BKB on Faceless Void.
So this trying to farm up the enemy jungle, but has hit level 18 with the Bloodstone completed, so he's getting even tankier, a lot more health to play around with now as well.
At one point, whole Newbee's jungle was warded. Now they only have one observer ward in the base, which reveals the items that Courier is bringing, any smokes from the base.
Newbee looking to keep fighting with this BKB on Sven now. I think they've... Was this a Blink Dagger now as well? Yeah, he's got BKB and Blink.
It's go time. They just need to outpush on mid lane a little bit, and the Invoker just used Meteor to push it out. Also top lane's being pushed in, so they need to do something about it. Double BKB. It's go time for Newbee.
They're ready to fight, and as far as answers to BKB go, LG have got the Chronosphere, but they haven't got the best damage in Chronosphere if they're BKB. More likely than not, they're just looking to disengage using Stampede as far as playing into BKBs go. Come Newbee smoked up. FY, he's got Blink Dagger, he's going to pop the smoke and then blink away instantly. You are trying to charge forward and then even goes for a blink to follow, but will not catch FY, so good positioning from FY's Rubik.
And that's going to be their last smoke outside of Newbee. Not sure if they have any in shop left, but it's going to be hard to approach a team fight with just going around, especially with ET scouting things out with the Spirit.
They may look to just use this Ghost Walking Invoker, kind of like as a Nyx Assassin, as this scouting tool. It feels like MSS's job is just to run around the map and try to find some pickoffs for the team, or at least get info. Definitely what we're seeing a little bit. Centaur. Here, a lot of enemy heroes. He's going for an extra creep or two. He needs to be careful. He needs to blink now. Blinks out to the high ground. FY, though, he does not have to blink out. He's going to get picked off. Dead for 70 seconds as well.
Deck tried to go for a Roche, even though it's a really scary.
Bottom lane
getting
now.
Roche against Elder Titan and Faceless Void. Can they chase more? Oh, well, now it's Roche time. Sven popped the God Strength.
Leshrac is forcing Heroes bottom, though. He split pushed a little bit, forced the CM as well as the Invoker to rotate in, but those are not heroes they need to kill Roshan. Ignite from Roshan into the neutral camps. That
they should know something is up.
Yeah. Where the hell's that Ignite coming from? But they know something's up too late. Roche already dropping. They're going to be too late for this one. And Somnus may be in trouble now. He gets stunned up by the Stormhammer. He holds onto the Scepter. Doesn't dodge. He's still doing a lot of AoE damage. Snaking getting brought fairly low, as is the Gyrocopter. The Gyrocopter pops the BKB, though. He's caught outside the Chronosphere, doing what damage he can, but the Chronosphere takes up both Sven and Ogre, and CCNC in some trouble. He may have an Aegis, but that BKB's now worn off, and Somnus, he's chasing him down.
Oh, he was hesitating with a stun, but Leshrac will connect.
Lightning.
He's done.
He'll have a stun now. MSS, what can he do? Can he hit a tornado? Looks like he's going to go for the cold snap instead. Helps out CCNC. Now the buybacks come in. The Sven buys back. Has the TP to the tier 2 tower. Blinks in as well. They're saving CCNC, and Somnus in all kinds of trouble now. Cold snap has one off. Chalice goes blinking in forward to try help his buddy out. They've lost CM though. And Ame is just so scary in the front lines with this Mjolnir. He just goes launching in forward looking for MSS. Doesn't get the first hit bash though. As a result, he gets forced back. Has got the Time Walk cooldown.
That was a buyback from Yavar. He didn't even have ulti, he just wanted to save the gyro. I'm pretty sure that's not worth it for them. Because they didn't get any kills out of that.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to get the kills there. They weren't just hoping to save his life, but PSGLD did a really good job disengaging. And now following that one up, they march forward, they group up. They have no Chronosphere for 45 seconds on the PSG LGD side, but it does look like they're going to stall this game out until their BKBs come up. Both BKBs nearing completion. 600 gold for Somnus and about 1,000 gold needed for Arme.
Yeah. At this point, Gyro doesn't deal that much physical damage at all with the item build that he went for, so Sven will need to address these BKB carriers.
Even the Sven, I feel like his physical damage is obviously significant, but it's not incredible. Like, he hasn't got that follow-up item. It's BKB Blink, and that's where he's still at. Needs that crit of sorts. Enemy jungle, Pile die, caught out. Tornado is there, but they've got the follow-up damage. Now 19 Bloodstone charges on Leshrac.
And that's a BKB for him. He can TP back with the BOTs.
Yep, does just that.
They're waiting for Faceless Void's BKB. He also just hit level 20. Cast range, time walk on level 15. Also needs to use that massive Pidus. There he goes.
Phew. That was stressful. We're just doing what we can to push our lanes. 2 points in the Exort, so not the scariest or high-level Invoker just yet, but we will see that Invoker transition into the Acceptor and try to get some more levels to, well, and truly scale into that late-game Invoker that we all know and love. So up top, just trying to get what farm he can as well to work towards this next time. There we go, has the Crystallis queued up, so... Did have a Bloodthorn queued up earlier. We'll see just... Looks like the crit stick. And then he can figure out if he wants to go Daedalus or Bloodthorn.
Smoke from LGD. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah. Well, the team's playing around each other though. Could see a big team fight breaking out. They see Pile die now. He's dewarding. Not the ideal target to go for, but they may just take the CM. Quick easy kill. Stolen.
Easy Bloodstone charge.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna take probably 2 towers on this side. Might even continue. Try to threaten a high ground a little bit with the Edict. Centaur double damage, also building some retaliate stack charges.
I think if you're a newbie, you're just looking to shove out these other lanes. MSS.
Yeah, this is the thing that I mentioned in the previous series. Safe lane towers are not dying. See, tier 1 on the bottom still standing, and they just killed the tier 1 tower on top.
29 minutes in. The safe lane tier 1 tower goes down as Somnus leads the charge with the Edict. They get not just 1 but 2 towers, so a good chunk of gold and map control taken away from Newbee. As PSG LGD perhaps going to be eyeing off next Roshan here. It's not going to be respawning for quite some time as they look to play around some of these new item timings. Chalice has a Lotus Orb picked up now. FY looking to build towards an Acceptor. But the double BKBs is really the scary timing, which is where we're at right now. You don't feel good as a 4-position Invoker, like you can do a whole lot when these BKBs kick in.
Smoke. This is being pinged out. They know something is up. I think he just scouted them with the Spirit.
In goes Yoar, but the BKB is popped just to dodge the Stormhammer to stop Yoar from doing a whole lot. Yoar needs the BKB himself. He does BKB, but he's caught inside a Chronosphere. Have they got the damage to kill him off? The Earth Splitter follow-up is there. Brings 2 in, nice and close. Yoar blocks a lot of the damage with his BKB, but the right clicks, CC and Yoar both so incredibly low. Yoar trying to juke into the trees. He's going to just turn and fight. He actually turns and kills. Arme goes down. X-Nova with the Stomp keeps the CM in place, stopping the freezing field from coming in, and Yoar just TPs on out. Nice Tornado disengage, and Arme got deleted. CM will go down, but Newbee have a decent team fight.
Everyone was so low, but they could not manage to bring them down. Also, CCNC, deep into Shrine. He's going to pick up 2 bounty runes for his team.
Yep. Scans it to be sure he's safe, and oh, needs to be careful. Oh no. CCNC, he thought he was safe after using the scan. Somnus, he's going to look to go for this one. He uses the Bloodstone just to heal himself up a little bit. The Ogre, not stunning immediately. There's going to be a Sunstrike, but it's just not a whole lot of damage, and it looks like they will barely save CCNC as Somnus does end up going down. Yoar rotates it himself with the BKBs on cooldown. There was no defensive play for Leshrac to make. Are they going to try and kill Chalice here? He's very, very tanky. Stolen freezing field from FY on the backlines here, but he gets stunned and that gets cancelled, and PSG LGD are just dying 1 by 1. They're being outplayed by Newbee.
Newbee, what seemed to be a really bad engagement. Sven blinks in, uses a stun on Lashrak, who just pops a BKB and then uses Edict to deal some of the damage. I think they could have just backed off there. Now Sven's gonna take the tower on the bottom lane. Free tier 1.
He's got that Solar Crest buff as well. Such a key item to have on these utility heroes. Buffing up your carry with Solar Crest is just such a nice improvement to have.
The thing you don't notice is how much damage Ogre deals in a team fight because of the attack speed that he has from Bloodlust, Hand of Midas, and he went for damage talent.
Plus 100 damage on
But
Ogre.
you do not want to focus Ogre in a team fight. He's so tanky, he has a Solar Crest and Pipe, so he just stands there and hits people.
Well, PSG LGD will be kicking themselves a bit about that last team fight. It feels like they were the ones that chased for the kills and ultimately got baited in because of how low both Sven and Jaro were. But the BKB's being used, stopping all that damage inside the Chronosphere. Not just the spell damage of the Lashrak, but even stuff like Time Lock damage being magical.
Sven is not the target that they want to focus, especially if he pops a BKB.
Yeah.
Just kill the others and try to kite around the Sven.
Even all the bonus strength from God Strength make him so incredibly tanky there. Well, things will settle down and we're back to a fairly even game. Like a roller coaster of a graph, as we can see here. The net worth only just under a 2k gold lead. Oh, even lower now. It's a 1k gold lead for LGD. There's things not going quite according to plan. I'll look to maybe drag the game. If it goes late game, Void, level 25 Void with a lot of items, I do feel like the Sven is going to have issues keeping up and being kited around. With that BKB getting down to 5 seconds, you've got to worry about what you are going to do in a team fight. But for now, still an 8-second BKB.
Yeah, both carries on Newbee will fall off if this game goes past the 50-60 minute mark.
That is definitely the big concern. Lashrak will be very happy the longer this game goes when those BKBs get shorter. Even heroes like Centaur can be such a beast in the late game.
And it's really pain in the ass to play against Lashrak, who's level 25 with the Edict damage and Boots of Travel. Lashrak also bought the book for himself to get him closer to that 25. Void is going to have enough money soon to buy a full Lincoln's.
Did hear a gem being dropped somewhere. Is that Centaur? Yeah, Centaur's got a gem now. Cecil TP on out. Don't want to get caught there. I believe Void has the money for the Lincolns now if he wants to give up his buyback. And there we go, he'll buy it. Next Roshan, respawning anytime. It will be a minute and 20 seconds from now. Something we know but the teams do not. He will be posturing around this Roshan pick constantly. Forge Spirits, summons being used to scout it out.
This Lotus Orb is doing so much work removing the stuns. It's great against Jaro to echo the rocket back, also removing the Spirit Vessel. Ogre almost has enough money to buy a full Hex. Multicast a Hex in a team fight.
Sounds pretty damn nice to me.
Sounds like we're about to see some Ice Frog dropped in the chat.
He's picked it up. Full Hex completed. Remember the GPM talent? We did see that one Ogre go for cast range, and often it's, you know, you get to this late game stage and you kind of wish you maybe had that cast range, but early on GPM is just so good. You would not have that Hex by now if not for the GPM.
Roche will respawn in 5 seconds. They're scouting it out.
Yep.
Also, there's a Forge Spirit inside.
We've seen Dire scouting out with that Astral Spirit a little bit. Roche will respawn. Pings come out. That's the plan. Neither team can really easily commit to it unless they know exactly where their opponents are. But both teams will be looking to win a team fight around this Roshan pit so they can follow up by taking out Roshan and grabbing that Aegis. There we go. Leshak has hit level 25. Edict, explosion damage.
Somnus knows something is up.
Ooh, looking for a blind dust.
Noker was scouting him out.
The blind dust misses, but guess what? It caught me. I'm Tsunami, and I'm here with the multicast. Quick update on what's going down on the other streams. Stream A, it's Alliance versus TNC. They're wrapping up their draft. Stream C, Keen Gaming versus Secret. Secret I always keep botching that. Continuing their undefeated streak. And on Stream D, what we were watching earlier, it's Liquid versus Mineski. We'll go to that afterwards. For right now, we're going to stick around on Newbee versus LGD on Stream B.
And I imagine he's taking the Tome of Knowledge at 40 minutes. He's probably the most... Gyro's... level 25 home missiles is nice, but it's not that crazy. Invoker hitting level 20 seems like the big timing where they get a whole lot scarier.
I want to see that Hex multicasted in a team fight, just hacks the whole team.
Both teams keeping away from one another. Heading into late game Lacoste. This is the stage of the game.
This is what we want to see, right?
Oh, yeah. Crazy late game Dota. An Ogre with a Hex is definitely one of those crazy late game things. Roshan, only Rosh number 2, so no Ags, no refreshes just yet. Not quite the crazy late game stage until those refreshes and Ags come in, but PSG LGD, they're looking to get to that late game point. They're trying to smoke up, see what they can do to catch people by surprise. They scan this area so they know if they can kind of make their move on in. They're going to maybe catch Newbee by surprise. They're coming in, flanking them from behind. Newbee themselves is smoked up around this Roshan pit. Here comes Chalice. Can he get a good stun to lead things off here?
Oh, wrong way.
Nope. They're kind of camping out this top lane. They see the forward spirit around mid. I think they have an idea of where this Invoker might be. Do they see anyone? They have no vision in this mid lane. They will see them coming towards them soon. Army is on the high ground here. They get the blink stun, they initiate in, they're going to go in the Invoker. This is such a big kill to get. He's got buyback, instantly uses it. Pilot Eye gets jumped by the board. He pops the BKB as well. Chronosphere could be used, catches out 2, locks him down in the BKB. Centaur War Run, he's very tanky. He's getting down nice and low. Has got the Solar Crest to keep him alive. He gets off another Hoofstop though, and with Somnus' magic damage, they're just shredding apart Newbee. The BKBs have worn off, the Chaos Beam, Deafening Blast, MSS, his Invoker with the Freezing Field. So much damage coming out. Leshrek's getting low. He's trying to nuke his way through this one. He hasn't quite got the damage. They kill off the Gyro ever so slightly. Just there is FY. And PSG LGD themselves going to start committing buybacks. The Void does not have one though. He's dead in this fight. Dead for 90 seconds. FY dead as well. Chalice, he's getting down low. CCNC's buyback is going to be just enough to kill him off. And
that's
it's
a die
Newbee.
back on Chalice.
Dying back on Chalice.
They're going to pop the Shrine and they should instantly go into Roche Pit because Sven bought back in the fight. He wants that Aegis. Even though Sven is not the best Aegis carrier. 1, 2, 3 buybacks on side of 4 actually. Also 4. CCNC bought back. I think CCNC is going to pick up the Aegis instead. These
4 buybacks
transformation heroes
on
are not
Newbee.
The best Aegis carriers.
And it was, what, 2 buybacks on PSG LGD, but the problem was...
They even caught the Leshrak on bottom. BKB, 1 second.
Oh. He's going to go for the TP out, yeah. Oh, man. That may hold them time to contest Roshan. Roche easily claimed. Aegis cheese. Aegis on CCNC. What a big team fight to win if you're Newbee. Having those buybacks made all the difference. And PSG LGD, they committed in hard, knowing that they killed off the Invoker. But Newbee, it's so important to have buyback around these Roshan fights because often you have to throw away your lives and basically kind of have a calculated feed to win your team a fight. That's exactly what ended up happening for Newbee. Whereas Void, Rubik, these heroes
did not have a
buyback.
Yeah, Faceless Void went all in with the items, bought the Eagle Song, still has that Hand of Midas. Even with the backtrack, they managed to bring him down.
Buybacks is the name of the game. That's what won the fight for Newbee. That Invoker came back in and did so much damage.
And the Invoker just bought the Dome.
There we go.
That's going to get him to level 20.
Cataclysm.
BKB on Ogre, getting closer to level 25 as well.
There's a dieback from Centaur as well in that team fight, so he is still respawning.
No one has a buyback at this point besides Elder Titan.
I guess Void is kind of close theoretically, farms a little bit more gold, but he also may just want to buy his Butterfly. We'll see what he opts for. Will Newbee look to break high ground or anything while they've got this Aegis? Wait and see. Bounty runes. Somnus will snag that one. Picks up the soul booster, so looking for that Octarine core.
He does not have a buyback, so he's going all in on the items.
Makes sense. Maybe not buy a gem, knowing how important this vision control is going to be.
Elder Titan still keeping his gem. If they get a good Earth Splitter and the Chrono on multiple heroes, I still think LGD can win this fight easily, but they need to wait for Aegis to be gone.
And if they wait for Aegis to be gone, there's going to be this couple-minute windows where there's no Aegis and there's no buyback. Both Newbee carries brought back in that fight. So even though Newbee walk away with Aegis and Cheese and perhaps feel like they won that fight, they had to commit so many buybacks that...
They just need to drag the game.
Yeah.
Post Aegis, because Faceless Void will have a buyback and he's gonna have this big item.
If he can have butterfly plus buyback and then you wait out the Aegis, it is PSG LGD who have this kind of slightly scarier looking late game, I gotta say. But I'm gonna get there. I mean, we're at 42 minutes. We are in the late game, but there's that kind of late game, and then there's the real late game, which is where Agceptors, Refreshes, and all that kick in, which will be Rosh number 3, which is the next Roshan. Not respawning for some time. I mean, we're talking about next Roshan when there's still an Aegis on Gyrocopter. But it doesn't seem like Newbee is that intent on pushing high ground with Aegis. And you can't really blame them, because even with Aegis, if you get CCNC on the high ground, they can just kill him twice.
Yeah, for sure. Now he has a Satanic, so some of the stuns are not going to last that long. Centaur is level 23, getting close to level 25. I remember some of the mini games, Gyro against the Centaur, where he gets Retaliate Aura for his team and Gyro just dies because of the flag cannon. But the Hoof Stomp duration always feels like a better talent.
Yeah, having longer duration on stuns is like... It just sounds like something you always want. With the Satanic, that shorter duration though meant that the Stomp didn't actually hit. Now he goes in, Flick Hoof Stomp. CCNC doing what he can just to turn and reflects the homing missile, so CCNC getting stunned himself. Just trying to kite and buy time. You want this Aegis to expire, and I say that they're going for the chainsaw, they're going for the Earthquake. CCNC BKBs, the Satanic, this status resistance helping him out, blocking a lot of damage by hitting the BKB off.
Because Aegis is gonna expire, no BKB.
He almost hit that Hoof Stomp, but CCNC got out just in time. 40 seconds on that Aegis, and Newbee are not breaking high ground. It's just so hard to siege. Even with CCNC having the status resist to get away from some of these stuns.
I love talking about level 25 talent. This is when the game becomes interesting.
Yes.
What would be your real-life level 25 talent?
Real-life level 25 talent? I would say it is the ability to snap my fingers and have coffee in my hands.
Wow. Mine right now is being tired without doing anything.
Wait, you want to be tired without doing anything?
No, that's my level 25 talent right now in real life.
Okay.
CM.
Jeez, Pilot die. This is
he's just fishing for some info.
There's a blink and a TP.
Shiva card.
Bash. Got it. Probably not really worth it for that one extra creep wave. And Army, by the way, learning his lesson, doesn't buy the butterfly until he's got buyback as well. I think his team probably chewed him out a little bit for that previous team fight where he didn't have buyback. Things are still pretty settled here. Neither team convincingly has an edge. I mean, we talk about PSG LGD's draft in this ultra late game being a little bit scary because of the void factor and the short BKBs make it hard for a Sven, but it's still, you know, a lot of burst damage can come out from this Sven. Gyrocopter with the Satanic can always turn fights around with that status resist and the ability to just heal up to full.
Hephaestus Void was always one of the strongest late game carries, and now with the introduction of INTERCEPTOR that you can consume, and also a Moon Shard, he can play this game in 80 minutes. It's gonna be so good, lowering the cooldown on Chronosphere if it comes to that.
They get a high ground ward here in the side. Invoker's not joining the fray just yet, trying to get some split push going in the top lane. Just trying to force some rotations back to the fan. What's FY stealing here? Oh, he's stolen Bloodlust. That is so nice.
That's really big for Faceless Void.
Top lane being ignored. They don't care about the creeps there. They want to go for this high ground push. Somnus, he gets jumped on by the BKB UR. He didn't get his own BKB off in time, but the Chronosphere is there. He's going to set up a Cataclysm, and the Cataclysm inside the Chronosphere army. He absolutely destroys his own teammate. He tried to help him out. You can't really blame him, but the end result is it was the easiest Cataclysm of Invoker's life. It's the Void Invoker combo!
He tried to save him there, but the Cataclysm on top of it just finished him off. Yeah. Roche may respawn in 50 seconds. Also, they lost the tier 3 tower to siege units on top.
I'm sure Ame's going to get memed a bit about that one, but if he doesn't Chrono, he's going to die because he can't get off his BKB. So the Chrono was an attempted save. But if anything, that's on... Maybe he needs to pop his BKB before that Stormhammer hits. He can't afford to get blink stun there. If he's going to go on the high ground, he has to be quicker with his BKB. Newbee as a result, they want to force out these buybacks. ET's still dead for only 10 seconds. He's unlikely to use his. It's the Leshrac, dead for 70.
Bloodlust and Alacrity. Look at the attack speed. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh boy. He is one fast-hitting machine. As they will just... Well, how are they going to give this one up? Next Chronosphere not up for 48 seconds, and that's why Newbee feels so confident to push high ground.
Solar Crest on top of that.
Yep, the Hope Storm's there. Right as the Rax got down to 1 health, they absolutely bait it, but it will finish. He gets shot by the Acceptor. He pops the cheese. CCNC looking to turn this one, and Newbee will happily retreat as PSG don't get the kill. I think they were pretending to give up the Rax, and they jumped the Gyrocopter when the Rax had 15 health. Catching him by surprise, but ultimately he had the cheese to get it off and turn it around, and
oh, the Roche spawn, the early Roche spawn, plus a Bloodthorn, he's gone. That's going to be a refresher shard.
Probably.
I assume they're going to give that to Invoker.
I was going to say Invoker, or Sven is pretty good on too for the double Godstring, double BKB, but it's Ogre. Refresher Hex?
He can actually hex the whole team. You can hex 5 people.
Okay. What if you multicast Refresher? Doesn't work. I know everyone in Twitch chat was thinking it. You know, it was a reasonable thing to think about, but no, that's one mechanic. Not coming next patch. There's going to be some multicast Refresher. Don't ask me how it works. So it's Newbee with winning these fights that lead into Roches. It was the same as the last one as well.
Yeah, I apologize to Ogre. I forgot about my boy Ogre having a hex.
It's got that 300 Fire Blast damage too. This is where the late game Ogre can be a bit of a beast as well. He's keeping a Refresher queued up. He wants triple Hex, triple Fire Blast. I mean, it's 8-second cooldown, so it's not really about the Fire Blast.
He also has the Fire Blast damage talent on level 25, so 540 damage with Spell Amp. That's going to get him to
586 times 4. You know, it's an Ogre. He's multicasting times 4. I believe it.
2,000 damage.
Yep.
From your Q. Not bad, huh?
Yeah, he's going to be deleting people. Here we go. Chalice. Both teams posturing around some of these bounty runes. PSG want to take a fight. CM is in the top lane. They may actually get the jump. Since he's got the Aegis, though. Not the ideal target to go, and he drops the heals. He can get the BKB off, though. They're trying to just bait it out. They're not hard committing. They know that he's got the Aegis as well as a BKB, so they can't go and throw everything in. Chalice gets hexed up. The Chronosphere comes in, gets 2 on the backlines. Where's the follow-up damage, though? I don't think they've got it. The Earth Split is coming in. It might be too late, though. They've killed off the Invoker to start things off. Instantly buying back. Ame needs to time walk away. His BKB was wearing off. They just decide to get out, and X-Nova may be left to die here. Unluckily for him, he's going to Stampede, but though the rotation from Crystal Maiden gets him with a Frostbite, and then CCNC will finish with the kill, losing the gem.
Centaur popped the ulti, they try to save the gem, but they're going to lose both X-Nova and FY.
Yeah, FY.
Still chasing.
Not sure what he was up to, but he was down in the bottom
FY does not have a buyback.
Yeah, I think recognizing that, they're going to instantly buy back on X-Nova, but he's got no Earth Split for some time, and Chronosphere also down. There's 80 seconds without Chrono. This could just be Rax. They could go for Mega. I don't know how LGD can defend. We're going to find out. Cataclysm. Force up, pushes him away. The Hex is there. In the front lines is CCNC doing some good damage. He's just trying to focus down this Rax.
CC has no mana. CCNC.
Mid lane, kind of going on here as the BKB popped on Somnus. CCNC going to get stunned up. He's still got this Aegis, but as you said, out of mana. He's being burst down. That looks like the Aegis will be popped. Nicely played, but the Sven going to look to counterplay this one. Blinks in with the BKB Godstring. Actually, sorry, no Godstring cover. Without that, he's a bit lacking damage, but is there going to be enough? It looks like he will have the Leshrac, but the Leshrac instantly buying back. In goes the boy with the BKB. Wants to bring down UR. You are taking so much damage. Arme with the BKB shreds him apart. He time walks in forward looking for more. He's not going to find it. Hiding in the trees is the Crystal Maiden.
They need to find one more kill.
They're looking, they're hunting. CCNC TP out. He's gonna make it. The BKB TP from Snake King. Where's the Bash's army?
There's the clap from Ogre. Self-clap. We did it, boys.
Oh, he gets himself out of there. Just UR dropping. UR looks so squishy there. I think next to the ET Aura and all that magic damage, the Void is really starting to hurt. They do only lose a range Rex.
ET is doing a good job not getting close for the physical damage aura, just using natural order to remove the magical resistance, following the heroes, while Leshrac is just melting them down. A refresher on Lash. So you can pop the BKB twice, 2 Shiva guards, can't even use the Bloodstone to heal him up.
Yep. And Rubik hits level 25. That oh so short, 7-second cooldown on telekinesis. They're hunting. Oh, Pilot died. That's a. I think that's. Oh no, he's got buyback. He's not the one who bought back. The Invoker bought back earlier. But hey, quick and easy pick, and they instantly take the Shrine out.
Double damage Void with Solar Crest.
Yeah, spooky stuff.
What's his buyback? 2.6k. Yeah, he can buy the Moonshard right now.
There we go. CM buys back. It's the Sven though you got to watch out for. That's the big carry. Homing missile, bounce back, multiple homing missiles. You gotta be careful about throwing those. CCNC.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
And FY steals it too. Says hello. He doesn't really want to hold on to this one, but he's got Acceptors with that very low cooldown. He's just going to throw this out, then look to steal something new.
What is this?
I mean, it's World War II here. Just homing missiles being thrown out. Double hexes. He got the multicast hex. He hexed up 2 people here. Is there follow-up? Arme. Time walks out. Steals flat cannon.
But Dota is such a funny game in the late game. Yeah. They could be force-staffing those rockets as well.
What's he stealing now? Another homing missile. More dispels being thrown around everywhere. Homing missile. Okay, that one's going to be dodged by the BKB. Sentinel pumps the Stampede. He actually has the pathing with the Aghanim Scepter. The Chronosphere catches up the Sven UR. He's dead with buyback. Is he going to pop it? They lock Crystal Maiden as well. They may just need to use this Sven buyback. They're losing this fight though. Arme, he time walks in forward. He catches out the Invoker. That's a dieback from Invoker. No buyback. It's a 3v5 fight all of a sudden. And that's not looking good for Newbee. They bought back the Sven, but this fight looks all but over. CCNC dead for 2 minutes as well. And oh no, this feels like deja vu from yesterday. Newbee, you know, picking up these leads, but unable to convert it. It's not over yet, but they've got 3 heroes dead.
This is why Sword is one of the strongest heroes in the late game. Nicely placed Chronosphere on 2 people, and Sven, he just dies. I mean, status resistance doesn't really help you against the Chronosphere. There was not even Earth Splitter used in the Chrono.
No.
And he still melts. Also,
the Void with Bloodlust, by the way, that entire fight is so nice.
He consumed the Moonshard.
Yep. Arme gets stunned up, a nice force-staff defensively pulls him out. He's still hexed up. And they got the damage, it's going to be close. Arme gets the time walk away. The force-staff, FY, saving his buddy there. Arme, I mean, we've seen him overextend a little bit. That one was close, but that's what these force-staffs are for. Those exact situations.
They just pop the smoke.
They know there's no buyback on Invoker. And I think, yeah, CM as well bought back, so they know there's no buybacks here. Chalice getting retaliate procs on the tier 4 towers. Wants that bonus right-click damage.
They need to be careful about Ogre multicasting that Hex. He also has a refresher.
That's where the force stuff has to be used. FY, he gets caught in the stun though. The other force stuff, it's X-Nova helping out the second force stuff. He's just pushing him away. He used that refresher to try and burst down the Void with the chain hexes. And it just wasn't enough. Now the Fire Blast damage kicking in. Multicast times 4. He tried to time walk it up, but it just doesn't work. The way the stuns stagger, it spreads the damage out, and well, that doesn't work. Whoopsie daisy.
He has a Chronosphere ready. In a second, he'll probably gonna buy Boots of Travel and TP back.
If not for those force staffs, they actually lose Void. The refresher hex is just such a good way to go in him, but force staffs being used to counterplay it.
Dire are scanning.
There's also an Ag Stampede, giving that damage reduction as well as the pathing.
Yeah, Centaur's running out of items at this point.
When you've got Ags, yeah, you want that refresher. He may even just backpack his boots. At the same time, buyback, of course. You're not buying something like a refresher to give up your buyback when you're just a Centaur. Ame in the Roshan pit. Has got that Lincoln's as a counterplay to the Hex. Pile die. Coming on in close. Ame does not want to start on Roshan. Not yet, at least. He is going to now. Woke scouts that with a Sunstrike. And Ame's just going to time walk on out.
Ame has a buyback, but maybe needs to be careful.
Yeah, that's the big one to watch. Neither Newbee carry has buyback himself. The Leshrac without on the LGD side, and the Gyro Sven without on the Radiant side. Radiant buybacks, they have just 0 buybacks period on the Radiant. It's only PSG LGD who can use this Void or the Centaur as bait. Playing around Roshan with buybacks when your opponents don't is such a big advantage.
They want to bait with Hephaestus Void, that's the thing, because he has boots of travel to TP back, has a buyback on top of it. If needed, lanes are in a really good position for them.
Paladai smoked up, trying to get some wards down. Scouts out the pit with the Nova.
Bottom lane is pushing in, someone needs to address that.
Gets this nice high ground ward here, so hoping to use this vision to set something up, and it doesn't look like either team is going to get the jump they were hoping for in the Roshan pit. I mean, like you say, he's just baiting. He's not even hitting Roshan. He doesn't want to die with Roshan low health and give... If you give Newbee an Aegis, that's like the worst case scenario, because then you suddenly buy back and they have Aegis, and you feel like you can't fight.
With the double damage on Faceless Void.
He would love an INTERCEPTOR on Void at this stage of the game. That would make such a big difference, but now, with double damage, he feels like he can go for Roshan. Tornado comes in, that's going to get rid of that double damage. Dispels it off. X-Nova's going to be careful. He does not have buyback, and this ET is a fairly important person in this fight. The Spirit with that aura, combined with that Earth Splitter and a Chronosphere, is a lot of damage that this ET brings to the table in a team fight. But he has got a BKB to help keep himself alive. That's a 5-position ET with BKB.
He can actually stand close to a fight with the BKB, removing their basic armor as well.
And with how long this standoff is going for, a lot of these buybacks are coming back up. Invoker has buyback once again, and Leshrac is coming up soon, only 30 seconds away. It's the Gyro and the Sven buyback that still have 3+ minutes on them.
When they have a Lesh buyback, they're gonna go in. That's the play that they want to go for, because they are keeping the track of buyback timings from Newbee.
Void, like you say, right with the buyback on the Leshrac coming back online, they're instantly in the pit, 5 seconds away, so it's essentially back up, and Newbee, they've kind of shown in this bottom lane, it seems, because LGD feel very safe going for this Roshan. It's going to get scouted out now. Does Pilot go for this? He's got a Blink Dagger, the Sunstrike. Tries to snipe the Aegis, doesn't succeed. And where did that axe go? Was there no... Oh, you hit Void, right? Yeah, Void got it. Okay, so now we have 60-second cooldown Chronosphere. Such a quality of life improvement in the late game for a Void. You can use that Chronos for solo pickoffs. You don't feel bad about throwing it, even for something like a support kill.
I think he could have gotten that INTERCEPTOR to someone else, because with the Aegis, he's running out of slots. Like, he can't get any bigger. Moonshard is already consumed. He could have bought the INTERCEPTOR for himself and have enough for a buyback anyway.
Okay.
Give it to
sure
either Lash or Elder Titan.
I guess he was a little bit short of having the buyback plus INTERCEPTOR with the Sin. But
yeah, but he's gonna get it eventually.
Yeah, he will. No, I mean, he's taking the greedier approach. Maybe he wants boots of travel level 2 or something. Refresher, like a backpack refresher even. There's definitely some, crazy late game possibilities, but where's the refresher at? Okay, no, Leshrac has his own refresher. It is refresher shot on Centaur, so not buying. Oh, I think he's got triple Stampede. Yeah,
he got it.
Whew, okay, triple Stampede in this
with
upcoming
40% damage reduction. Good luck, Newbee.
Yep. Here we go. Newbee's high ground defense going to be tested. How long? Gyrocopter has no buyback for 2 minutes, which means Sven's is also kind of similar. 1 minute without Sven buyback. Newbee may just want to delay this and not fully commit. They really want to have these buybacks before they take a team fight. Problem is, Leshrac Void, good high ground
Another
sieges.
stolen Bloodlust. Look at this attack speed.
Yeah. Such a good spell to have, using that high ground vision. FY just says, okay, let's go something new. Rocket Bright, nah, don't like it. Deafening Blast, okay, let's maybe use this one. He's just cycling through enemy spells.
Bloodlust and the Solar Crest on top of Moon Shard.
FY links in with a lift. They do look for the currency. They instantly delete MSS. The buyback comes down immediately. But Rax has already been claimed. The Hex is now there on the Void. Void going to be taken out once. Have they got a second way to kill him? Crystal Maiden on the backlines. The BKB is there just the same from the freezing field as the Void, but the BKB though himself doesn't have Chronosphere. He's going to turn and fight. He can't really deal with the Sven damage. Softness meanwhile pops the refresher, has a second BKB now if he needs it. CCNC turning and fighting with that Satanic, popping it. He's healing himself back up to full. Softness still used the second BKB already, needs to be careful now. The Void is incredibly low, does have buyback, forced to time walk away. Now the Sven in the front lines, pops the cheese, keeping himself alive, but he hasn't got Godstring, but he's actually going to deal with Softness. 1 or 2 more right clicks should be enough. They take out 2. Newbee have held their high ground. They're going to repel PSG LGD.
Oh, he caught him.
Not.
Even with all these stampedes, they still managed to bring them down. How many buybacks did they use? Only Ogre.
Not many, yeah.
Ogre,
Invoker.
Invoker as well.
Yeah, but the carries, those are the ones you don't want to see being expended if you're Newbee. And both your War as well CCNC win that fight without using buybacks.
Right now, Faceless Void has 9,000 gold. He should be able to afford the refresher and have a buyback pretty soon. Buyback cost almost 4,000 gold.
They're hunting for him. They're coming in. They don't have Hex here, though. They really need that Hex. There we go. Ame BKB TP.
It's a 5-second BKB, so you don't want to risk anything. You know that they have no spell that goes through BKB, so you're just going to use it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, without... Well, I think they have 2 Hexes, right? Yeah, CM has one as well. That's the only really way you can kill him there, is if Ogre shows up. But Ogre, no boots of travel. He did buy back, so he's completely out of gold here on the old Ogre. Buyback number 1 used. PSG LGD want to use as fewer buybacks as possible here to defend. Leshrac maybe holding his. They're just trying to delay this. They hit the sleep instantly, and second buyback comes in with a Chronosphere. They get CCNC. The Stormhammer is there, and Ame, he gets hexed up. He gets stunned as well. Ame needs to be careful. He's in trouble. He's being fire blasted as well with the Cataclysm. The damage, and that's going to kill off the Void. Instantly buying back. Does he have a refresher? He does not have the money to buy it here, so we won't see a second Chronosphere. You are in the front lane trying to heal himself back up with the Satanic. He's doing so with the stun. You are still alive, but he gets stunned up in the end. Does get the kill there.
Both cores from Newbee have a buyback.
Yep.
It's go time. Roche may respawn in more than 3 minutes, so they need to force out those buybacks. And this is the last set of Raxes on the bottom. They actually have the range Raxes with 200 HP on top.
It actually ended up being important that Ame had the BKB bottom because he didn't have BKB for his Chrono. He gets stunned there because his BKB is on cooldown.
Ame should buy that refresher right now because he used the buyback. No point in saving the gold. 5,000 gold for refresher.
Unless there's something else he has in mind, but I don't
think
really
he
see what it would be.
A lot of damage. They just need the second Chrono, I think.
Yeah. And he's getting Bloodlust in these fights. There's not really any other survivability items other than Lincoln's BKB that you need. But we'll see. They may just be playing for, you know, his next buyback. But that's 7 minutes away, so we'll see.
He could get Satanic to have a lifesteal and status resistance against the hexes and all the stuns.
So buyback status. Gyro Sven, it's now flipped. The script is now in Newbee's favor as far as having buybacks go. They've got 2 buybacks on their cores. Problem is they may have to use them now. If they can defend without using them, that would be huge, but these Raxes at bottom are
50 seconds for Sven. At least one of them has the buyback. Maybe they can try to hold for Gyro without the buyback.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
Use the longer one, the one that has a longer respawn time. Ame in the front lines gets hexed up. They're just trying to delay this one. Pile die. Just throwing out his hex to delay. They're not using it to try and initiate. The Deafening Blast pushing them back as well. And Ame's going to TP home. What's the plan here? He's out of mana. That's why he's forced back. The Invoker gets deleted instantly. I think he... Did he just refresh to Boots of Travel?
No.
He had TP scroll.
Even buy
he didn't buy anything. Yeah, you're right. He just used his TP scroll to Boots of Travel.
This is so risky, what Somnus is doing right now.
Somnus in the front lines with the Edict. Lotus Orb is there to try to turn this around. CCNC actually jumped in. The Chronosphere is there now. Arme commits. He wants to bring down CCNC. That's one dead. Does have buyback. Arme just wants to go for the racks during his BKB duration. Doesn't want to hard commit for it, but
they should use a Centaur ulti and get out.
Yeah, they need to run away from this one. Chalice, he pops the Stampede, but he's being frostbitten in place. And Arme, he's committed hard. He isn't going to buy back here. He's in trouble. Arme's dead. 2 minutes on the sideline. PSG LGD may have taken the bot lane and Brax, but they're in trouble. They've lost Centaur as well. 2 heroes dead without buybacks. There is a range tracks up top, perhaps.
2 minutes without
Somnus is going for it. He wants the mega creeps. He knows if he gets megas, it's so much harder to push. Does he risk dying?
He has a BKB. If he pops a BKB,
TP out?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going for
a refresh.
There's creeps in the base. He's going to just instantly... Oh, there's a glyph. Ogre's here.
He's going to refresh it. Trust me. He's going to refresh it and get the Raxes.
Yeah, and he's going to pop another BKB. BKB TP again.
Yeah.
Somnus gets the megas. At the same time, 90 seconds. They can still kind of push this out, but the problem is it's not a full 5v3. They've got 2 heroes dead themselves. Invoker dead for 40.
They don't have enough time to actually kill the Raxes, I think, on the mid lane. Also, do they have a glyph? Glyph of fortification.
It's just scary too because these mega creeps mean these side lanes are going to be pushing out that much faster. So the threat of being like backdoored or losing your base is that much higher. ET, you cannot afford to get caught out here. They think they know where Xnova is. They're chasing after him. They force out a BKB.
They're just buying time.
But that's still a BKB being committed.
That's a full minute. Sven with the God Strength. I mean, they could... No one has a buyback at this point.
UR's going for the tier 4 towers. You've got to defend. Where's Leshrac? Keeping back to try and soul this one out. They throw out the first stun here. They've got to take this fight. They can't just let Newbee take the throne here.
Newbee got this one.
They're going for the throne. They're trying to focus it down. UR pops the BKB with the God Strength. They're just deleting the throne. GG, PSG, LGD. Mega creeps. Who cares? I mean, basically a mega creeps comeback. They had mega creeps, but...
They did.
Absolutely crazy stuff.
The amount of the damage that Sven deals after he pops the God Strength on the buildings. They also have the AC to lower the armor on it. I think Ame made a huge mistake there, just staying there. Instead, they should have popped the Centaur ulti and just get out to the safety.
They will not be happy with him.
But we got a good credit to Newbee. After playing from behind pretty much the whole game, they managed to do it.
And this is a team who's been so competitive with these top teams of their group. Yesterday, they took down Liquid. They had close games against Secret. Game 1 against LG, okay, not very close. But that game there, great comeback, some clutch plays. They were the ones making the better late game. That was their problem yesterday. Was you talked about late game decision making. They kind of fixed it up here.
Yeah, I think we can also blame Ame a little bit here because he did not buy a refresher. He had enough gold. He also TP'd back to base.
His buyback's on cooldown. If he has a second BKB or Chronosphere,
second Linken's on top of that, second Mjolnir, and the Chronosphere, of course.
Yeah,
I think that would just change the game.
Yep. It's either back off and don't die when you have no buyback, or get the refresher so you have a second BKB, Linken's Chronosphere, like you're saying. Hey,
Tense finish in that Stream B game. LGD versus Newbee. Newbee splitting the series. Sorry guys, I lied to you. I said we were going to go to Stream D for Liquid Mineski, but that game was just too good. I couldn't leave it. I couldn't leave it at all. Though, to keep you updated on what the results were on Stream C and D. C, Secret, unsurprisingly 2-0ing Keen. And Liquid splitting the series with Mineski. If you're wondering what happened during that game, Liquid just won pretty quick and easy. It was around 25 minutes, Liquid able to split the series. Last series remaining on this second string of matches is TNC versus Alliance on Stream A.
Excuse me, Abby just walks away as well. So they're fine. The pipe doing work for them there.
Pretty dangerous if you have to start without your void, though.
The pipe is so valuable in this lane here.
Don't tell them. They just walk right past. They jump over them.
This was the team with Aegis that was supposed to be making the moves, but TNC somehow outfight them.
The murder of Tim's. And they will at least secure something, too, because one of the things that's going to be frustrating is that even when you win that fight, there's nothing to gain, but there was still a tier 1 tower in that mid lane, and no way chance they were going to defend that without their 2 big controllers of the team fight in the Hephaestus Void and the Sand King.
Dude, they just know this ward. I think. Wait, no. Did they not spot it?
He can't see the high ground one.
He threw out the Stroke of Fate. Yeah.
Onto it? Did he?
Yeah.
Huh.
But I guess he didn't see it. Huh. Strange. But the good vision in the area there by TNC to place the ward up on the high ground that is going to spot all of this movement. by Alliance if they step over a little bit further to the right. Mickey, Chronosphere's available. Who do they find? Good old Cuckoo.
He's recovering.
Oh my God.
Speaking of recovery, all right, we're good. I'm gonna get a 4-staff now, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
All of their vision right now for TNC is just so good. Like, they see all of the Lions right now. Oh my God.
Nope, there's one good D word though from Insania. Investment made back 1.0 times. Perfect.
Well,
money. No, it's perfect. I see. The money one. I got
like
it.
that.
It's good. Found some combos. Tim's again. He's like, all right, you want to play this game? How do you know my friends aren't lurking again?
Well, they have an idea, and Tim's gonna die, but meanwhile, off to the side, Gabby has found Insania. They get the Chronosphere off, but is it going to be enough? The jump forward, they find the stun, follow-up coming as the Grimstroke shows up. Mickey trying to run away, but Gabby just blinks out. Quick but fine.
Oh, he's coming.
He's taking a lot of damage, but he has another blink, and it's that long range. Cuckoo
fell off the web
chased.
too.
And if he can make this happen, he still has the Aegis. And Armel shows up. All the spiders doing a nice bit of damage. He has Echo Slam available, but Armel does not want to take that chance.
Yeah, Gabby's just too low to re-engage there. Even with the BKB and the ulti, he says, no thank you.
The scan hit, but now no longer.
Yeah, Armel has the Blink Dagger too. Oh, Tiger the Yules.
Yeah, and the root, they've got him caught. His root's going to wear off in a second. Might be able to jump away. The Echo almost goes for it all, but it wasn't enough.
Man, if he got that Fisher off, Tiger was done.
Yeah. Gabby, in the meantime, has continued to reign at the top of the net worth chart.
Hoping his team didn't see that solo shrine right there. It's like, well, what? Huh? Oh, I misclicked.
Oh, is he going for Mickey? Silence, but not able to get there in time. It was a nice attempt, but AU looks like he might pay the price. As Quickfoot gets that kill, chase forward, looking for more.
Oh,
strike
Gabby
in trouble. Gabby goes down.
Man, that was all for an attempt on an AA and instantly tipped by Mickey saying, boy, what are you doing? Get off my support. He's still alive.
Again, find another kill. Alliance stomping over to them. That was the BKB 10-second unused by Gabby. That forces now into potentially a high ground push from Alliance.
And as good as the Earthshaker was in the laning matchup, I think the combination of both the Blink Dagger, I think he needed the Ags first, but I see kind of why he didn't go Ags first, because if he went Ags first, like who plays with him when he's jumping around? It would have to be really well executed.
Yeah.
But I think that's what they had to do. I think the Blink was like, you're just all in on the Echo. Right. Whereas with the Aghanims, you can just like chase and continue, and like you're setting up the stun for the Leshrac and the Grimstroke are both playing with you, and you're using the Inkswell to like chase down with Enchant Totem. Like that's the kind of gameplay you needed. But it might have been because Cuckoo was so far behind that he felt like they just had to go for like the Gorilla style, where it's just like one and done with the Echo Slams. But one kill every 2 minutes is not going to be enough at that point in the game, right. To slow down a Broodmother draft. Where the Quickfoot's just, I mean, he's 10-1-4.
He's been monstrous this game. And as much as you can say, like, oh, run in and, you know, get the Echo Slam that kills off the Brood, it just hasn't happened because Quick has been microing his spiders really, really well. And now, TNC are in a position where they need to hold out. They've got to hold high ground, but every second that they're just stuck in their base, Alliance are going to get further and further ahead. Now, one storyline that has had a lot of talk in this tournament has been Alliance's ability to finish off games. You knew where I was going.
I know.
That's a big swing.
That's not just this tournament. That's this whole year, dude.
That's a big swing, but we've seen it go the other way before. Alliance, they need to find a way to finish off this game.
That was
killing off Gabby here is a way to do it for sure. Everybody jumping on top of this guy. Armel wants to find initiates to turn it back around, but they will. Kill off Gabby again, but the combination coming out isn't enough. It's not enough. The BKB is out for that Faceless Void. Can they kill him off in time? It looks like the Ogre is also going to die. TNC gets spanked.
Yeah, 80 seconds now with no anti-mage. The mid laner axe already gone. Now they can just take that tier 2 in the top lane if they wish. Plenty of them there.
Did he literally just respond? Like, how long was he alive for?
It's hard to farm when you're dead. So yeah, rough stuff here. Jeez, he got stunned. He got Burrow Strike, Chronoed, and Feared, and Cold Feeded, as well as bashed numerous times. I even got broken at the end there as well, I see. They really threw everything at him.
Kitchen sink. Made it happen. Alliance on top of it. Looking good in this game number 2 after a heartbreaking game number 1 loss.
Look at the spider damage.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You can see when the volley occurs. Ready? Fire! Knock! Shoot! Pretty much it. I think they could just Dabo. They're not. I mean, they got 45 seconds till Echo, though. So they're going to try and play this last Rax out. They say it is Alliance.
Never give up, never surrender. Yep. And TNC, likewise, have been teams that have been able to pull it back themselves. Like, it's not just that Alliance have sometimes struggled to close out games, it's that also TNC have been able to pull otherwise what seems to be unwinnable games back.
Yeah, I heard that required some fountain diving, though, from Keen. So I don't know. As long as the Alliance stays at the fountain, I think they got this one.
It's going to be a tough hold for sure.
That's the mystery we look for, though. You never know what will grip you in TI. Maybe you just really want in there.
See, Ogre has gone for the Force Staff again afterwards. I was wondering if he was going to think about going for some more damage. But right now it feels like it's kind of all on Gamdias. He just keeps on getting chronoed. Fissure off the mark. Quigba. Thinking about jumping. First crown onto Cuckoo. Don't get near the rest of the team.
spiders found them.
They walk forward. The chrono onto 3. Mickey makes it happen. The ice blast on top of it afterwards. Alliance are doing it, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it's time to cast those 2 little magical words. Although Gabby, is he going to make it happen? Tim's chasing through as well. He blinks away in the duration of his BKB. Buybacks abound from TNC.
He's got the Echo. He's waiting. But I don't think they're going to walk on into it.
Chase, chase, chase. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Alliance. Dude, this Broodmother is about to have a Bloodthorn done.
That void damage.
Yeah. He's very big.
Almost 6k there from Faceless Void. That's just crazy.
It's almost more damage than he dealt all of last game. Mickey has had
a third of his damage.
He has had a huge turnaround in this one.
Oh yeah.
And I think a big part of it is, like we said, just in that Sven game, he didn't have, like, they first picked it, and so they just picked all the counters on TNC.
I kept stunning them, and they kept moving. So that next game, they picked me Faceless Void.
And
they couldn't move.
Nice Force Staff.
So it was a bit of a replay here, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Nice chrono. And again, the scouting from Koi for the spiders is what sets that up, too. This whole wave of spiders just runs over them. They're like, oh, found them, guys.
Yeah.
Easy Seb. You can see why he racked up so much damage. Only got a couple kills out of it.
And you can see also Armel trying to run to get back into this fight and just couldn't get there in time, as we will see AU get taken down yet again by Koikfa.
It's okay, it's not that exciting. Just, the spiders hit them. They got that plus 450 health too, so a few of them, a few more survive. It's the Grimstroke's Annihilation and Pest Control with 201 last hits.
Dude, they're actually insane now. 730 health on these spiders. Kill them all.
Alright, Armel. Good luck, buddy.
Oh, the wraparounds. Okay. Let's see. I mean, you know what the game plan is. Get the Echo. Get the Echo onto several. Cuckoo shows up for a second. Mickey looking.
Oh, he knew.
Yeah.
Had the read.
TNC going to back off, head home. If they manage to find a really nice Echo onto that Void, that's the way that you take that fight.
Well, then you're echoing an Aegis, so I don't think so.
That's a fair point. No. That's a fair point. I guess they just need to kite it out and wait. It feels like Alliance are the ones that are in complete and total control of this game. 23,000 net worth up. Mickey, Silver Edge.
Oh, he got him.
And it looks like he will be able to find and kill off this anti-mage. Stun through. Fissure. Fear lasts too long. And AM dead. He was so close to buyback. 150 gold.
It's hard to believe how much damage he's doing when he took the attack speed talent. Like, he skipped over it, rather, for that time walk. As you can see, he's just like time walk and chronoing and not even worrying about that.
Yeah.
But I guess he did take the 70 time lock damage at the very least when he hits those.
Build attack speed, more chances for bash. Turns out Mjolnir is a pretty good damage item. Alright, what can they do here? Force Staff. Into the push out of position, the Fissure. Force Staff back the other direction. Mickey's fine. And with that, AM able to get buyback again. So he was able to somehow scrape and get himself buyback.
He's toying with him. I mean, he's got the cheese too. If anything looks remotely dangerous for himself.
Yeah. Okay, walks up. Chronosphere is still on cooldown for a little bit, 45 seconds. They walk forward and find the Lesh, and Taiga just bullying them in the base.
Nice blink back from Armel.
Okay.
Just stop. Jump right on him.
David, very low. Cuckoo gonna walk forward. Fire Blast to start this off. Triple multicast. They buy back on the AM. Looks like that's gonna be about it for there. Aegis still 2.5 minutes left before it's gonna be reclaimed.
They're very happy that they did not lose that Aegis. He got pretty low. If you lose that Aegis without the Echo Slam, that does again open the door ever so slightly for the side of TNC.
Yeah.
But now he's just regenning back up there in the jungle a little bit and coming back in. Wants to try and make something happen here. Koik was just like, zoom. I'll be there soon, guys.
Burrow strike on the Cuckoo. Rooted, chased, has a force staff, but he's still stunned for a little while now.
Doesn't have buyback.
He's just dead. They can't do it.
Going low ground. He's trying to create an opportunity, right, for Armel, but they just didn't see it.
Now with Chrono up, they can just jump on Gabby if they want to. It's still a long time until the Aegis is going to be reclaimed. Foxy walking forward, decide to force onto him. Mickey can jump forward if they want. Chronosphere connect immediately onto both of them.
How are those two together?
GG is called, and that'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Alliance pull it back.
I could sense.
Able to go 1-1 against TNC.
Told you in game 1. It was not over. Alliance were going to look way better next game.
Yeah.
And they certainly did, man. That Broodmother was relentless. They did not wait for the 10th pick. They're like, we're taking this 8th. Take 2 more heroes. We don't care.